Oh, man, I tell you, I think the temp outside is wonderful. I think it's beautiful, brisk, and, I keep hearing, the weather people, oh, you're going to need a jacket this morning. No, I don't need a jacket this morning. It's fantastic. My phone says 63 degrees, and I think it's wonderful. It's exactly what I wanted to feel this morning.
I have to tell you guys something really exciting. This morning, as I was driving in, I did it. I talked to him. I talked to my guy.
The guy?
Yes.
The guy who you see every day?
It was like meant to be because usually he was ahead of where he was supposed to be, and I was ahead of where I was supposed to be on my drive in.
All right, hold on.
So I pulled over.
Hold on.
Yes.
Fill in a little bit of the story. So every day on your way to work, you pass a walker?
Yeah.
A walker.
We can't assume that everyone knows what we're talking about.
Yeah,
we're backing up.
Yeah, a walker, like in The Walking Dead. It's a zombie.
Mm-hmm. At 5:50 in the morning.
Yeah. So the deal is that I guess for some time, Roxanne on her drive-in sees the same guy walking on the side of the road, and Roxanne thinks that he works at McDonald's up here on 4th Street.
I'm not so sure of that now, and I didn't ask him.
Would you follow him?
No, I should have.
Hold on.
I got his name.
Wait a second. You didn't ask him where he works?
No.
That was part of the deal when you talked about this a couple of weeks ago. When you talked about this a couple of weeks ago, you had said that you're pretty sure he works at McDonald's.
Okay.
And then you didn't ask him whether he worked at McDonald's?
No, I didn't. I just said I have to tell you. I said, "Hey there. Sorry to bug you."
Wait a minute, so you were stopped at a light?
No. I pulled over to the side of the road.
You just pulled over?
It was like meant to be because he was crossing right when I was turning.
Oh my God, he thought you were going to mug him. Of course he was crossing. They probably get away from you.
He probably thought you were trying to pick him up for a little 5 a.m. date.
Yeah, exactly.
What does this crazy lady want?
I was like, "Good morning." I said, "Hey, I'm sorry to bug you. I just want to introduce myself. My name's Roxanne." It was so weird.
Yeah, I concur.
And then I was like, "But I have to tell you, I see you walking every day, and I know we don't know each other, but every time I see you, like no matter what's going to happen at my job, I see you, and it gives me some sense of comfort. You're like reliable. You're always here." And he started laughing, and he was like, "That's deep, man. I like it. And we just had like a little quick interaction. And
you seeing a guy walking on the side of the road gives you comfort.
It does.
And you don't know what's going to happen at your job, but this stranger walking on the side of the road gives you comfort.
Yes, it's like it's humanity. It's like the consistency of him being there every day. Like the sun's going to come up. It's going to be okay.
That's a little kooky with a capital K. I'm just saying.
Fine.
No, you know what, MJ? Listen, she bonds with this guy on an emotional level that he has no idea about.
Yeah.
He has no idea about.
All right, so you know his name?
Simon.
You asked him his name?
Yeah. And he asked me I told him. I was like,
"Hey,
I'm Roxanne."
Choice. And how do you not ask Simon, is he walking to work? Is he walking for exercise?
Yeah, how do you leave out the most important part of the story?
Because then I felt intrusive, and I kind of want it to remain a mystery. I don't need to know where Simon goes from there. I didn't tell him where I work.
Yes.
Are you on psychedelics?
No, I'm just telling you. I wanted to have. It was meant to be today. I was like,
psychedelic's not a bad idea right now. So two things.
Just asking.
Yeah.
One, the mystery
was he wearing a jacket because the weather people said that you need a jacket this morning? That's what I want to know. You don't need a jacket. It's phenomenal out there. It's brisk. It's wonderful. It's not too cold. It's like 63 or 64 degrees. And I think I'm in T-shirt and shorts. I'm in my typical daily uniform here for the last 40 years, and I think it's fantastic. All right, so Simon, but you don't ask him where he's walking every morning.
It's his business. We left it at that.
Good. Right.
Passing ships.
You interrupt him, you ask him his name, but it's his business on where you walk to every morning when I pass you.
I basically said, I like your timeliness, and we're not in this world alone, Simon.
I think you've left out the most. If you were a reporter, I would fire you because you would.
I'm sure.
You left out the most important part, like the who, what, when, where.
But sometimes we do that on the show. We tell stories and we don't give the ending, and it leaves people things up in the air.
Not in my world. I don't give.
She's not a reporter. She's just telling about an interaction she had with another human named Simon.
Okay.
I don't know a lot of Simons, I got to say.
You know what? Why don't you drive by him again and have one of those old 1980s Simon games with the flashing lights?
remember that game?
Remember Simon?
Yeah.
With was it yellow, green, blue, red, the buttons, and you had to remember the pattern. Anyway, this morning we will do it. It'll happen at 7:45. I kind of teased this yesterday, and I got to be honest, I was kind of on the fence, and there's not much material. I kind of know if I want to do something or not do something, and for whatever reason, with the world's scariest sound, this is described as the world's most terrifying sound. I was just kind of debating, am I going to freak listeners out? And
Yes, don't do it. Don't play it.
no, we are doing it. We're doing it at 7:45.
Exactly.
I thought we were just going to talk about
No,
what it is
no,
and
we're-
where it comes from.
no,
Let's not play the sound.
Why would I do the story and not play the sound? That's the payoff on the story, is what this sound is that is so horrifying. It is described by many as the most horrifying sound on the planet. And we will talk about it. And yes, we will play a sample of this most horrifying sound at 7:45 this morning. So make sure you're listening. I was debating this. I had like a little internal debate, and I decided, all right, we're going to do this 7:45 this morning, and I want to see if you agree. Do you think it's the most horrifying sound you've ever heard in your life? And that's on the way. Hey, Fester, I want to pick your brain on something.
Oh, good, because my dandruff is really kicking up today. I could use a good picking.
Sure that's not lice?
It's not lice or chiggers or anything like that.
Need one of those little lice combs. Nah, you sent me a story last night, and you prefaced the story with a particular line, and I just want to go a little deeper on your thought that if somebody is fat and funny, if they lose weight, they're not funny anymore. Is that?
I've seen that happen.
That's a reality for fat
Yeah.
people.
Because there's a specific story, and there's an actor that is well known. Everybody's going to know this guy.
I think this might be an actor I've interviewed. I wonder if it's. Oh, okay. I'm going to guess. I'm not going to guess right now.
Everybody knows who this guy is. And Fester found an item and sent it to me, and this guy says that his career was much more successful when he was heavier.
Does he have a J in his initials?
He does not.
Okay, then it's not.
Nope.
It's not him. Jonah Hill.
Nope. It is not.
Used
nope.
to be
fat
and funny.
Nope.
Now
Not
he's not
him.
anymore.
Totally different.
But it's happened. It's happened to we
Yeah.
could probably come up with a list of former fat people or the few fat people who've actually successfully bridged a career between obesity and normal weight.
We might need to go to phones on this.
I can think of a couple of actors who've made that jump.
All right.
But a lot of guys who are classic
Well,
comic
also
guys.
women as well, like Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
Would if she lost a ton of weight, like on Ozempic or Wegovy, would she be funny?
Would she be funnier if she put on 50 pounds?
All right, so this is going to be quite the debate. I mean, we got the most horrifying sound in the world, and is skinny when previously fat not funny. All right, hang on. It's going to be a busy show here on a Thursday. MJ and the crew just getting rolling.
Still no incident.
104.7 FM. This is the NFL on the MJ Morning Show. So, Fester, it looks like Mike Evans might be back with the Buccaneers this weekend.
Yeah, you know, when he banged up his leg, they said he'd come back after the bye week, which was last week. So hopefully he gets back for the next game against what? The New York
Giants.
New York Giants.
And the Giants are a pile of turd.
They are.
Yeah, well, both New York teams, the Jets and the Giants, they both just suck. So, I mean, if the Bucs lose to the Giants, that just, you know what? Just go home. Just forfeit the rest of the season and just go start playing golf early.
So the Giants, and I don't know if you're aware of this, have benched their starting quarterback.
Right.
And their backup quarterback's name is Danny DeVito.
Are you serious? Oh no, that's the dude that was like the walk-on guy. Like, is that the
he went to
who's the kid that was like,
you don't exactly walk on NFL teams.
It's a Cinderella story. Which guy's that? The Cinderella story. You know what I'm talking about? Like the hometown kid, like the high school football player.
I think Danny DeVito, the quarterback for the Giants. Danny lives with his parents.
Is that the guy that just kind of like walked on? He was last season. He was kind of the surprise guy, and they started with him, or I
think he played for like Syracuse and Illinois, so he played for big colleges. But Danny DeVito is an excellent quarterback,
and he's 4'11".
Yeah, it's not just what is it? Jersey Mike subs, or what does he do? Firehouse subs?
I don't know.
He does one of the subs.
Oh,
commercials.
He does.
You never saw that?
No. You mean the real Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito's the quarterback.
Hold on. So Tommy DeVito.
Oh,
dude.
Oh,
the quarter. Dude, how the hell do I know this? No, that's Tommy DeVito.
Okay.
Danny DeVito is the actor with Arnold Schwarzenegger in Twins.
Innocent mistake.
Tommy was in My Cousin Tommy.
What?
Yeah.
Like Tom?
No, Danny was in My Cousin Vinny. The real Danny.
Danny DeVito was in My Cousin Vinny?
Wasn't he?
No.
With Marissa Tomei?
No.
Yeah, was he the lawyer?
No.
Are you confusing Joe Pesci with Danny DeVito?
That's Joe Pesci.
Oh, my gosh.
Right.
How dare I confuse my Italians.
All right. So Mike Evans, the word is that Mike Evans is looking likely for a return against the Giants this weekend. So I hope that's the case. All right, here we go. This is a crazy story. So now we're in a world where everyone is so snowflakey that if you ask about money and the salary during the job interview, you don't get the job because they think that you're too money motivated. Really?
Yeah, I guess I'm money motivated.
What is going on?
Working.
I mean, this is just nuts. And this has kind of gone viral. This is, on message boards, and it's, being discussed, among, the social media sites that, talk about, HR and jobs. And this is going quite viral because I've seen it in the last couple of days. I've seen this in 4 or 5 different spots. And it has to do with a woman by the name of Catherine, or at least that's the name that they're using here. And then Catherine was being interviewed by a recruiter for a company, and she thought that her job interview went swimmingly well. She thought she just knocked it out of the park. She's getting the job. Then she gets word, hey, Catherine, this is a text. Hey, Catherine, just tried to call you. I'm sorry to say that you didn't get the job. I just heard from them. So this is the recruiter, whether it's in-house or whether it's an external recruiter. Anyway, so the person that she was recruited by and then apparently did the interview with other folks at the company. So I don't know whether it was an outsourced recruiter. Anyway, so Catherine does the interview and then is informed via text that she didn't get the job. So Catherine responds to the recruiter, that's a shame. I really thought it went well. Did they say why?
That's a reasonable question.
Recruiter. Yeah, they said that They absolutely loved meeting you, but your questions were too financially oriented. So she fires back, what on earth does that mean? So then the recruiter says that apparently you asked about money a lot.
Define a lot.
Well, I don't have the specific amount of times, but, she disputes this. She's like, no. She then writes back, you're joking. Is this for real? I asked a couple of questions at the end as I wanted to clarify something around what was included in the benefits package. Are we at a point now with some companies, you go for a job interview, and if you ask about benefits and salary, that, you know what, you're too financially motivated, and it's all about the job. It's like, do. What can you do for us?
Oh, they're going to be too focused on their vacation time.
And you know what? We're going to pay you what we want to pay you, and you're going to like it.
I have a feeling we work for one of those kind of companies. I mean, listen, I think that every day. I said, I'm not going to lie around here. This place is like that.
I mean, what the hell? I mean, that is a normal part of a job interview, is to ask about the salary, the benefits package. Come on. I mean, you're not doing it for charity. I mean,
No.
what have we come to? I wonder how many people have run into this situation where, oh, yes, we were turned off by you because you asked about how much money you're going to get paid every couple of weeks in your paycheck.
Well, even if you're like even if you're not a negotiator for your job, don't all jobs require some level of negotiation with clients or with coworkers? Like, you're showing that you have that aptitude, that skill, when you're like, okay, let's talk about these. Let's answer these questions.
Well,
How much is this going to pay me?
I think some jobs, but there were many jobs that don't require any negotiation with
Garbage man was negotiating with my can.
Exactly.
I tell you what,
Right?
the can won.
I think most jobs probably don't require negotiation with.
A lot of jobs
Well,
have
to get along with someone. That's
interaction
negotiation.
and face to face. I mean, we all know getting along at a job is pretty
tough
challenging
questions.
sometimes.
I mean, this is just the goofiest thing in the world, that now this world is so snowflaked up good in a job interview that if you inquire about money or, hey, can we talk about the benefits? I mean, you want somebody that is motivated to the point where they want to be compensated for the job that they will do well for you. I mean, what's the problem? Anyway, I thought that was the most ridiculous freaking thing. Hey, Fester, you might be excited about this.
I'm excited about several things.
McRib is back.
You know what? I'm not excited.
Why are you not excited?
I'm not excited.
You know what? I have not had a McRib in a very long time. However, I do enjoy the McRib. I do like, there's just something, you know what? I think the McRib is scientifically designed to, get your dopamines or get some kind of brain chemicals going.
Yeah, I said this many times before, but I remember being in high school. That was the treat of being able to drive at 16. Like, I can go get my own McRib, and I'd buy 3 just for myself.
Oh my God, you slob!
Yeah, for real.
So
you were all of 110 pounds, and you're chowing down 3
Yeah.
McRibs.
Those were the days.
those were the days.
I mean, I'm guessing in high school you're about a 110. Is that
Yeah,
about right?
yeah. Mhm.
So
yeah.
Put
the
some ribs right into those ribs.
the McRib has a nostalgia thing to it. And I guess there's the FOMO with it coming back and disappearing and coming back and disappearing.
Now here's the deal. So I always thought also McRib was kind of geographically available, that some parts of the country had McRib back at a certain time while others did not. Anyway, the story I have is that the McRib is coming back on Tuesday, December 3rd for a limited time at participating locations. But there's going to be a little bit of a little twist here.
What's that?
For the first time ever, we're giving fans a chance to savor the McRib signature flavor. And they're going to, I guess, sell the McRib sauce separately in a half-gallon container.
Oh wow! I'm looking at the container. That's a nice gift.
Is this true? Is this going to be nationwide, that You can go to McDonald's and buy a First of all, what do you need a half gallon of barbecue sauce for unless you're operating some roadside barbecue pit in a gas station parking lot?
I tell you right now, I buy my barbecue sauce a lot of times at Sam's Club, and it feels like it's a couple of quarts of barbecue sauce.
Well,
Those two big
how about you look at the label and see how much is actually there instead of feeling what it feels like?
You know what? That's a really good idea.
Thank you. I mean, you know what? I buy these
But
jugs,
I goes through
and
it.
it feels like a couple of quarts. How about looking at the label
but
and
I don't-
see how much is in it?
I don't go to the Winn-Dixie and buy the smallest bottle of barbecue sauce. I buy big hulking bottles of sauce.
My God, that's the dumbest thing you've said in a long time. I buy these. It feels like a couple of quarts. How about looking at the freaking label and see how much is in it?
It does feel like a lot.
How about looking at the label and see exactly what it is?
Sweet Baby Ray's at Sam's Club. Let's get to the bottom of this right now.
Sweet Baby Ray's. You could buy that in a 55-gallon drum, I think.
How many ounces are in a half gallon?
64?
Okay.
Come on, you didn't know that?
Then
Hold on,
He probably could have figured it out if he thought about it.
Holy, you
He's
did. I
talking
mean,
out loud,
how is
right?
that? Wait a minute. How is it not instantaneous that there's 32 ounces in a quart, there's 16 ounces in a pint, there's 8 ounces in a cup, there's 64 ounces in a half gallon, there's 128 ounces in a gallon? How is that
Boy.
not? That's like second or third grade crap.
You rattle those off like a pro.
You know
That was
what?
impressive.
If this radio career didn't work out, he was going to get a job as a measurer.
You could measure so much stuff.
So
I'm a human measuring cup.
I currently, when I make an investment in barbecue sauce, I buy it 80 ounces at a time from Sam's Club, the Sweet Baby Ray's double pack of 40 ounces. So, I mean, it's a lot of sauce, but if it's 64 ounces, like you say with your math over there.
So you're going to be able to buy a half-gallon jug of McRib sauce for $19.99?
Is the McRib sauce different than their chicken McNugget dipping barbecue sauce?
Good question. I don't know. I don't know that much. And then with McDonald's, there's another issue. So just when they seem to be getting the ice cream machine problem fixed by the copyright expiring and other companies able to get a hold of the service manuals to fix the Taylor ice cream machines, because of all of the McFlurry and ice cream machines that have been busted at McDonald's for years, now there's a whole new thing at McDonald's that the latest thing that's broken at McDonald's are the espresso machines for, the
McCafe.
For the McCafe. So if it's, you know what? If it's not one thing, it's another. All right, 6:33 at the MJ Morning Show. Early morons in the news. You know what, Fester? I want you to get a half gallon of this barbecue sauce, and I want you to dump it all over your body live on the air.
I'll dump it all over my crotch and you can just go to town.
That is sick.
What? It's part of my body.
All right, 6:33 at the MJ Morning Show. Early morons in the news next. So stand by. Oh, yeah. All right, 6:42 at the MJ Morning Show, and I have a lovely pile of early morons in the news. Hey, heads up programming note, about an hour from now, 7:45, is this the scariest sound on Earth? Will it send chills down your spine? Is it going to creep and freak you out? The Aztec death whistle. And I read a whole story about this a couple of days ago, and I was kind of debating. I almost did this yesterday, and I didn't get nervous. I'm like, is this going to freak people out?
Well, the name is what.
Well, I was wondering, is it going to cause people to like turn the channel, turn us off?
None of us have spoken to actual Aztecs. They might have loved the sound.
All I can say is, whoa. All right. So an hour from right now, the scariest sound on the planet. Listen. You determine. You decide. We report. You decide. Well, actually, I try to decide a lot of stuff.
Yes,
anyway.
It's not like that around here.
All right. Anyway, also a little sleeping arrangement problem with Michelle and me last night. I'll get into that coming up in just a bit. All right, we have early morons in the news here on the MJ Morning Show. Listen to this. You insurance fraud morons. This is Florida City, which it's down in like the Everglades area, right? Isn't that like Florida City? Isn't that like one of the southern tip of the state, like in between like Naples and Miami, right? Florida City
I thought Florida City's like over by Homestead.
You're right. You're correct. Homestead, Florida. What am I thinking of then? I mean, it's sort of adjacent to Everglades National Park.
Yeah, it's in that kind of remote area.
Yeah, all right. So
it's like the last town before you get remote, before you hit the Keys.
There we go. So Florida City. Listen to these morons. A Florida City couple claimed that unattended tortillas sparked a kitchen fire and torched their place. But then Citizens Insurance investigated their big insurance claim and found out that they were fraudsters. Yeah, authorities said that Eric Turabiades claimed that it all started while he was on the toilet. So he was heating up the tortillas, he claimed, while he was on the toilet. So the tortillas were unattended because of his toilet time.
The unattended toilet tortillas. It's a lot of T's.
Yeah. And they said that his wife, Oren Martinez Castillo, claimed that she was sleeping off a migraine. But police said that the stories didn't quite add up. They had a $53,000 claim, and, it just didn't match the evidence. The couple, both 26 years old, are facing charges including arson and insurance fraud. They were arrested on Tuesday. Yeah. An insurance adjuster, Johan Gonzalez, is also being charged and is listed in the report as being at large. They don't know where he is. So they had an insurance adjuster in on the on the racket as well?
Yeah.
Pretty thorough investigation.
Oh my God. So this all happened almost a year ago, right? And the arrest report states that Turabiades claimed that he left tortillas on the stove while he went to the bathroom to, this is like too much information, to do a number two.
Okay, we get it. There's only a couple of options.
What? While on the toilet, police said he claimed that he smelled something. Yeah, I would imagine you probably smelled something. Get the Glade, okay? Get the Febreze.
I don't know if tortillas are a staple in your diet, MJ, but they will catch fire.
I love a tortilla. I like a corn tortilla sometimes, but I also love a flour tortilla. But also, do you know, those are calorie bombs.
They are.
You
Yeah.
think that a little round tortilla, it's wafer thin. You think, you know what, there's not a lot of calories. You know that you get like a medium-sized tortilla, that thing's like 150 calories or something.
It's really dense.
It's like,
even though it feels thin, it's like kind of heavy in your hand.
sir, you get like a medium-sized tortilla, and that thing's like 100. Look, give me the 104. Look at this. Fester's got a package of Mission brand tortillas. These are the soft flour tortillas.
I think those are the ones we use.
Yeah, Mission to 140 calories.
Well, I mean that's about right for bread. That's what I would expect.
Yeah,
it's a bread product.
A slice of toast is like 70 or 80 calories.
Right, and I figure a tortilla is probably as dense as 2 slices of bread.
A tortilla is it's much thinner.
But it's not. It's dense. There's not as much air in it. A bread has air and is like fluffy.
I get it. I understand it. But
give me 2 slices of bread and a seat, and I'll show you how thin I can make it.
It's still deceptive. I'm just telling you that people think that the tortilla, oh, look how thin this is. And it's how much could this possibly have in calories? And it's like a tortilla can be twice the calories as like a slice of regular like white bread, for instance.
Oh, look at this lady online doing a TikTok video of her making something, and she forgot about the tortilla in the background. It catches fire.
Why the hell are you on TikTok?
I typed in tortilla fire as the first thing that came up. I mean, it is what it is.
All right, so here's the deal. He's on the toilet. He claimed he had tortillas burning in the kitchen. Guess what? They never bothered calling the fire department. Then they filed a $53,998 insurance claim with the help of the insurance adjuster who must have been in on the action. He was supposed to get a cut. They claimed that the fire damaged their kitchen cabinets, their backsplash, the kitchen wall, the ceiling. The report states that a forensic investigator hired by Citizens deemed this fire to be incendiary and ruled out any possibility of accidental fire. They torched their own kitchen, then tried to blame it on tortillas. Idiots. You know, they have these professionals that can, like, they have these arson investigators, and they can kind of figure stuff out. Unbelievable. And they were insured by Citizens, which that's a whole different story. You know, the the citizens' nightmares, those have been going on for years. We've heard about like citizens for over a decade, how they're like impossible. It's the state insurance of last resort, and people trying to get paid from citizens. It is the worst experience on the planet. And it's been obviously highly noted recently because of the two hurricanes. And it's just a pain. Even major insurance companies, like State Farm. You got Jake and State Farm, and
Oh, you kidding me? Patrick Mahomes is in the commercial.
Mahomes, and even Andy, what's his face?
The coach, Andy Reid.
Yeah, Andy Reid, the coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, all this feel-good State Farm stuff, and I just keep hearing stuff about people in State Farm is a bitch to deal with. And listen, my parents had a claim in Fort Lauderdale, and my God, dealing with State Farm has been a nightmare for my parents.
Too bad to hear that.
Like a good neighbor, my ass. It's a neighbor from hell.
Yeah.
Did Mom have a tortilla fire?
No tortilla fire.
Dad didn't want a quesadilla?
No.
Maybe
Anyway,
a quesadilla.
hey, folks, don't try to do some kind of insurance fraud deal because you're going to be found out, and then you go to prison. All right? Don't be a total schmuck. Yeah. All right, 6:50 at the MJ Morning Show. Look over there. It's the 7 o'clock hour coming out as fast, including 1 hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ coming up at about 7:25-ish. And, of course, at 7:45, do you agree that you're going to hear the most terrifying sound on planet Earth that sends chills down people's spine? And I was worried about this. So I was on the fence yesterday because I was going to do this yesterday, and I didn't because I was wondering, man, am I going to cause the ratings to suffer? Are people going to tune out because of the Aztec death whistle? Are people going to get all superstitious over this thing? And anyway, I decided, you know what? Screw it. I'm doing it.
Screw the ratings.
Yeah.
Let's make them suffer.
7:45, the Aztec death whistle. And I want to go to phones on it. Is it the most terrifying noise you've ever heard? So it's a little less than an hour away here on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, I saw a couple of things here that really intrigued me. Number one, I saw a psychological breakdown from experts on 10 things that highly successful people do every single morning. And here we are. Most people are starting their day right about now. So I want to go over this list of 10 things that really, really successful people allegedly do every morning.
Oh, no.
And I want to see how...
I hate these lists.
I want to see how we plug into this list. Like, I want to see how many things on this list... and I've already obviously previewed the list, so I want to disclose what I do that's on this list and what I don't do, and I want to see what you guys say as well.
I bet you a bunch of these things are stupid fluff things.
Also, man, food science and the way that they screw with our brains. I'm talking big food, man.
You mean the way they advertise to us, or the stories they tell us, the research?
It is not it's not the advertising.
Okay.
It's the food itself and how they totally F with our brains with the actual food science. And this, you want to get thinking about something? You got to hear this next. Don't move. MJ Morning Show here on Q105. 7:01 at the MJ Morning Show. In the last 2 days to try to score that $1,000 garage door opener from Banco. Yes, right. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. So end of the day tomorrow. You got to be in by 11:59 tomorrow night. So the last minute, the last seconds of Friday, that's the deadline. So you've got until late tomorrow night. So do it today or tomorrow, and that's enter the garage door opener contest. Listen, you never know what cool item we're going to be giving away. Whether it's a rice cooker, whether it's a Microsoft tablet, a notebook, piles of cash. You never know. And in this case, Banco, one of our great sponsors, came to me and said, hey, we would like to give away that state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line, the best garage door opener with the highest technology that LiftMaster makes. We'd like to give away one on the show. And they put these in at my house because I'm doing commercials for Banco and, the LiftMasters they install. So I said, absolutely. So you ought to see how many entries we have. And we're just looking for the best story. Someone's going to win this thing. Just send me an email. Why do you want this garage door opener? It's the LiftMaster 87504-267, top of the line. We're talking, it's MyQ connected. It's got the Wi-Fi. It's got the 360 light ring. It's got the video camera. It takes video of who's coming in and out of your garage and transmits it to the app on your phone. I mean, it's amazing. You know, see if you left your garage door open on your phone. If you left it open, you push the button on your phone, close it. This thing is fantastic. Banco's going to install it. This is almost $1,000 prize. All you have to do is send me an email. Why you need this garage door opener. Real story or a totally fake story. The only criteria, the best story wins. And we'll take entries for the rest of today and all day tomorrow. And we'll announce the winner Monday morning here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, so stand by. All right, if you're getting ready to start your day, I have a list of 10, and I'm not really, this is not like the show with lists, you know? Occasionally, something catches my, I mean, it's not a crutch. You know, you got I think a lot of radio shows, it's like every day is a list.
All right, we got the top 10 list coming up today.
All right, we only a couple of times a year do I.
If they're interesting and they warrant it, it's one thing.
Yeah, well, this caught my attention. I thought this was kind of interesting, and it was the 10 things that highly successful people do every morning. And this is it. This is the time of the day where the bulk of the people are getting ready to start their day, whether it's school, whether it's work, whatever it is. So I have the list. And I want to go over this list. I want to see how all of us compare. And then, folks that are listening to us, see how you compare to the list. All right, so here we go. The list is as follows. Number 1. This is to be successful. So highly successful people, they have these traits.
Okay, let's see.
Number 1, they wake up from a good night's sleep.
Okay.
I typically don't.
Yeah, I'm a big negative on that one.
Yeah, because I don't get a lot of sleep. Just my schedule doesn't give me time for a whole lot of sleep. But I think I've been moderately successful in my life.
Well, hold on. Is the sleep you get good sleep, or are you tossing and turning all night?
No, I'm not.
I can sleep for 4 hours and function well if I get good 4 hours of sleep.
Really? That's amazing.
Now, and that's about my average. But I do get a nap during the day, but I probably get 4 to 4.5 hours. I'm shooting for 5. If I can get 5 solid hours, but also what really sucks, and we've talked about this, when you have those tumultuous dream nights, and those happen to me like maybe 4 times a year, where your dreams are so active and vivid, it feels like you're not even sleeping. And, even though you might have slept, it just doesn't feel like you've slept.
Right.
It feels like you've been like run through the ringer the whole freaking night.
I have that.
And you wake up from, and those are the nights where you remember every dream, and they're vivid, and it's like they interfered with, and clearly you're deeply in REM sleep, but it doesn't feel like it. Anyway, so number 2 on the list, successful people get up early. Well, that's just the nature of the gig that we have. We kind of get up early here, but
I think we get up too early.
All right, the next one, successful people spend time in meditation. Let me tell you right now, I have never meditated in my life. I can't sit still for 2.5 seconds, let alone meditating. Can you see me meditating?
It probably wouldn't hurt.
Can you say I'm vibrating like a paint shaker?
Yeah.
On a daily basis. I don't even know. I can't even process what meditation actually is. I have never meditated. I don't think anyone, like an animal tamer. The horse whisperer, the MJ meditation whisperer. I don't think there's anyone out there that can teach me to meditate. They're probably, I'll take on that challenge, MJ.
Challenge accepted.
I have never meditated in my life.
People who do it swear by it.
It's a learned activity. You either want to learn it or you don't.
I mean, you know what? That is as foreign to me as understanding a black hole, 30 light years away. I can't even meditation. Okay. I can't even fathom it.
All right. So you don't meditate, You don't get a good night's sleep.
All right.
You do get up early.
All right. All right. Next. Successful people avoid reaching for coffee immediately.
Yeah, because they say that it revs your cortisol up too quickly. So you want to like stave off until, an hour or so after you've been up.
Well, guess what? I avoid reaching for coffee indefinitely.
Yeah, you never touch it.
Not immediately. I don't drink coffee at all. I've never had a cup of coffee in my life. I know there are people saying, oh, that's BS, MJ. I have never in my life had a cup of coffee. Never. Zero.
Okay.
So I do avoid reaching for the coffee immediately because I don't drink any freaking coffee. All right. They have a healthy breakfast. Now, I don't. I don't have breakfast.
We don't have time.
I have zero time for breakfast. In fact, I don't even drink during the morning show.
Nope. You're not a drink.
You're not
a liquid drinker.
I mean, I drink a lot of water, but it's like after the show. And for me, my breakfast is when I get home.
Right.
So when I get home at like this morning's a workout day. Today's an X-Force body workout day, Mondays and Thursdays for me. So I'll be home a little after 11 a.m. because I've got my session after the morning show on Mondays and Thursdays.
What time did you get up this morning?
I was up. You know what? That gets. Remember, I said I had a sleeping arrangement issue last night with Michelle.
Okay.
I got a little thing.
Generally
Yeah, we gotta
speaking,
hear
what
about
time
this.
do you wake on a normal good morning? What time do you get
This
up?
morning I woke up. This was a weird freaking night. Generally, I wake up at 4:45. That's my wake up time. This morning I woke up at 3:30 because I never went to bed. I fell asleep on the couch last night, and
no.
Michelle was all alone in bed last night.
She was probably loving it.
I gotta call her up and see if she even knows that I did not join her in bed. I think I fell asleep. I was tired yesterday, and I fell asleep on the couch. I was doing show prep, and I said, I'm just going to close my eyes for a second, and then I wake up at 3:30 this morning. So I closed my eyes at it was like 9:56, and I fell asleep, and I didn't wake up until 3:30.
We'll get to the sleeping issue you had last night. What's the rest of the list?
Yeah.
Well, you just asked me about it.
No,
You just asked me what time
Yeah, I said generally, then you had this weird night. Because the point I was trying to make, which I'm over now, is from the time you wake up, have you consumed anything?
No.
Right? Right now. You've been up for 2.5, 3 hours?
I've been up since 3:30 this morning.
Yeah, okay. So have you...
I've had nothing. I've had no
juice,
no water.
You didn't have a Pop-Tart on the way
I've
out?
had zero, nothing at all.
Okay.
So
healthy breakfast out the window with you.
there's no healthy breakfast. My breakfast is typically 10:30 to 11:15 is when I have my brunch or whatever you want to call it.
But you have had 3 cigarettes.
No, I don't.
All right.
I've never smoked a cigarette in my life.
You're less and less fun every time.
Yeah, okay. And I've never smoked a joint in my life either. All right. Successful people, they incorporate exercise. See, that's a ding, ding, ding for me because I do
that.
I do the weight training. I do that twice a week, and then I'm walking 30 miles a week.
Now, do they say it has to be in the morning or nighttime, or
Doesn't
this
say.
isn't part of a morning routine?
Doesn't
this is
say.
just somewhere in the day.
So successful people, they incorporate. Well, no, you know what? It does say every morning. So I would imagine that it's an exercise regimen in the morning. So it does say that. And you exercise in the morning, it gets your metabolic rate going. Yeah, so it is a morning event. Now I don't exercise in the morning. I exercise at 10:30 with my weight training 2 times a week, and then I walk though in the late afternoon to early evening.
Okay.
Right. So like last night, I walked 3 miles last night. Night before, I walked 5 miles.
You walk so far. I wouldn't have such a reliable car if I were you.
The next on the list. So 10 things that highly successful people do every morning. Folks, where are you on this list? I know that people are listening and they're kind of ticking this off and they're making mental notes. The next one is they dress simply.
That's you.
I'm guilty.
All day.
Yeah, exactly. You want to get all dolled up and new outfits and everything. I'm wearing. I mean, just look at me on MJTV. I mean, I wear shorts and I wear a T-shirt every single day. Every once in a while, maybe I'll have an Under Armour collared shirt on, but that's, it's usually just I'm as simple as it gets when it comes to dress. I'm like Fred Flintstone in here. Same thing virtually every day. All right. Then we're about to round this thing out. They set priorities for the day. I guess I kind of do.
Your show is the number one priority.
Doing this show is the priority, and making the show the best that it possibly can be on a daily basis. That's the priority. So successful people, they set their priorities for the day. And then finally is they make multitasking work.
Okay.
So,
well, I mean, sometimes they say multitasking is bad for your brain, but this is saying successful people figure out how to do it.
well, it is said that if you multitask, that you're not doing the best job on each task.
Yeah, focus on a task till it's done, then get to the next one.
Exactly. So I'm about, halfway on that list? I mean, I consider myself pretty successful in my chosen career, but I only do about half the things on that list. So is the list real, fake?
Right.
What do
You're half successful then.
Fake news? All right, listen to this regarding food. And this will get you thinking. This was incredible to me. And listen, I know this exists, but until you read some of the specifics on big food, hey, Fester, you're going to like big snack.
I'm invested in that industry.
Oh yeah, the big snack has a total hold on you. No, it's a story about the tricks that these food giants pull.
Like what?
Well, I'm going to tell you. And this also assists in making people obese.
Oh, no.
The tricks and what they do. And it's about the sugar, the salt, the saturated fat. But there's science to how much of which. And they are big snack. They are effing with our brains. And they know how to initiate the sensors in your brain to get you hooked on why you can't put stuff down, why you keep snacking, and what's the crave. And there's science in this, and it gets a little creepy. And some of the names, the reason why I'm doing this is the names that they call these scientific, psychological data points. It's really incredible.
Okay.
So with all the sugar, the salt, the fat, and it being relatively cheap and available for such a long time, and the incorporation into the foods we eat and the snacks we eat, listen to this. Some of the terms that are used: bliss point. Bringing somebody bliss when it comes to snacking. It's all psychological.
Okay, so this bliss point, this isn't like something that's on the packaging. Oh, look, it has a 10% bliss point.
No,
this is the psychology.
Of course not. This is
that's what I'm saying.
This is the quiet stuff.
Right. This is what they talk about in the meetings.
This is the secret stuff. This is the stuff that you don't say out loud. Yeah, they're not printing this on the package. The bliss point on this is a 92. No. So bliss point, sonic branding, vanishing caloric density, snackification, stomach share, hyperpalatability. Those are some of the terms to explain why we get hooked on stuff. And it's all part of what big food and big snack, what they do to get us all invested and get us sucked in.
I gotta go get a bag of chips or something from the vending machine while you're talking about this, because my stomach share for some Doritos is calling.
The story that I read, it was a Daily Mail deal about the covert tactics that are used by these food manufacturers to attack our brains and get us hooked. I mean, it's similar to the effects that people have if they get hooked on crack or something, or they get addicted to a drug or nicotine.
Give me a break.
It affects the brain.
I am so tired of people saying snacks are like crack. I've never robbed my grandmother over Funyuns. Okay,
the approach. Listen to this. The approaches are so highly scientific, developed by the best minds. They even use MRI brain scanning. They'll use MRIs to see what parts of the brain are lit up by the certain combinations or the amounts of additives and ingredients to see how it lights up our brain and how we become addicted to that potato chip.
That's sneaky.
Damn right it is. I'm like, listen, am I the only? I'm fascinated by this.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting.
This is fascinating stuff.
I really just want a bag of chips right now. Because I don't find it that fascinating. I'm sorry.
But what goes into getting you hooked? These products are deliberately developed to drive excess consumption. And it's all scientific. Don't think you're just reaching for the Dorito, reaching for the chip, or whatever your favorite snack item is. In most cases, these huge companies, these huge conglomerates, they're doing, in some cases, MRI brain scans to find the combination of the fat, the sugar, the salt, and, the other ingredients to get you freaking hooked. I mean, have you thought about snacks this deeply ever?
No.
Ever?
This is snackinating. Fascinating.
Oh, man. The bliss point. I mean, listen to this. Bliss point.
So
Go ahead.
the bliss point's got to be like after you have like 5 or 6 chips or a half a dozen chips or so.
I think they probably want an early bliss point, right?
Yeah. But then
Or
there's
no?
Oh, they want to bliss you early.
when
Yeah,
you're
to keep you going.
as happy as you're going to get. Then there's got to be
But
somewhere
then-
the law of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
But you keep going and going and going. I mean, how many times have you grabbed like a bag and before you know it, you've eaten half the bag? You're like, what the? What?
Yeah. What's their word for foods? I'm sure they have a term for this, that you're never satisfied with just one. You're like, wait a second, that was good, but you know what would be really good? Another. And another.
But it gets you
and
further
another.
to the bliss point. But once
Yeah.
you reach that, it's all downhill. You ever eat a whole
Science.
bag of chips and you feel like,
You might not snack the same again after hearing that. 7:19 at the MJ Morning Show. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next, including the scariest sound on the planet. Is this going to freak people out? Described as the scariest sound available for humans to hear. And we'll have that at 7:45 and a lot of this stuff. And Fester, you're doing the teach-in today, right?
I am. Roxanne is.
Yeah,
and I think today is the official national day.
Hold on. All right, we got a lot of stuff next. I got some White Claw news coming up, believe it or not. Don't move. We're back in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. If you're car... Hello. It is the MJ Morning Show. It's 7:27, and this is it. Starting 1 hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ right now. Oh, remind me, I got to talk about the Google racket, man. I am so, I know you've heard me talk about this, but man, I'm telling you, this is getting real. I'm going to have a throwdown with Google and Gmail. And I'll explain coming up in just a bit here on the MJ Morning Show. So Fester's like, hey, we got to talk about the Great American Teach-In. He's going to, I think, one of his kids' schools later today to do the teach-in. Hey, let's talk about it the minute we start our hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. And there's no freaking Fester in here. He's like, yeah, let's talk about this the minute we come back.
He'll be back.
And there's no sign of him.
I'm doing one, so we can talk about it briefly.
So where are you going today?
Well, I'm going to go to my daughter's school, and I usually go to a school on USF campus that I can't make it to this year because I have too many other things going on, so I'm disappointed about that. I'll be back next year, but I am going to my daughter's school later this afternoon.
And how long are you speaking? I spoke for an hour and like 15 minutes.
You gave him a big chunk of MJ.
Yeah, I did a long chunk. Hey, Fester, you're like, oh, let's talk about the teaching the minute we get back. And where have you been? Where the hell have you been?
I've been in our promotions department stealing tchotchkes to give away to the kids at the teaching.
Oh, my gosh. Could you get some for me, too? We don't have much to give away, do we?
So I was going to bring a stack of bumper stickers.
We ain't got no bumper stickers.
Well, first of all, oh, my God, radio is so free. We used to have T-shirts, bumper. We used to have everything. Now we got jack squat. Yeah, radio is not quite what it used to be. But also, I remember that we got in trouble. We gave out bumper stickers.
Oh, and they littered the school.
Oh, the kids put the stickers all over the walls, the doors, the windows, the lockers.
Yeah.
Man, this is like, I don't know, late 90s or something. And I did a great, I think it was BJ and myself. It was MJ and BJ. We went to some school, and I think it was an elementary school and somewhere in Hillsborough County. And we brought a stack of bumper stickers for the radio station. And they were everywhere. And I heard from teachers later on that the janitors were scraping the stickers off of the wooden doors and the lockers. I'm like,
that's funny.
Yeah, next time you can't. So there was an edict from the principal. Yeah, if they come back, no bumper stickers. Don't bring the stickers. All right, so Rox, you're doing it. Fester, you're doing it because Hillsborough County is today. And remember, I did it on Tuesday, and I had a great time. And I didn't chintz out. I didn't say, oh, yeah, I'm going to stop at a school that's like on my way home. No, I drove 48 minutes out of my way, one way, and then 48 minutes home. I went to Newport Richie. So I left the studio, went to Newport Richie, and on Tuesday I did the teach-in at 11 a.m. to 12:15, and it was 4 fifth-grade classes, like 90 kids.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a bunch of kids.
So I guess every county recognizes a different day.
Yeah. Anyway, so where are you going today for teaching?
Oh crap, where am I going?
It's your kid's school.
Okay, that's the first one. I know that one.
Okay.
I'm going to two schools. I'm going to two schools.
Right.
One, I'm early after the morning show. I'm going to go to my son's school, which is second graders. And what do you tell second graders? We're just going to play radio. That's all we're really going to do. I'm going to tell them to learn how to read. I mean, what talent do you really need in this job?
I had fifth graders, and they were pretty good.
And
A lot of questions.
Right.
Pretty engaging.
Then my second school is Martinez Middle School. It's next to Steinbrenner High School
Right.
up in North County.
Gotcha.
And the
So
teacher...
that's New Tampa.
No, it's Odessa area.
Oh, it's Odessa? Steinbrenner?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of, what's the one I'm thinking of in?
Wharton?
Yeah, maybe so.
I don't know.
All
Anyway, but Steinbrenner's off of the Veterans Expressway.
Right.
And I think
Like
Martinez is right next to it.
Is that near like Van Dyke or?
North of that.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
so anyway, I'm going to play the Two Live Crew song,
Oh, perfect.
Bleep Martinez.
Get out.
Remember Bob Martinez when he was the governor?
Yeah.
Bleep Martinez! Bleep Martinez!
Don't do
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bleep
Right.
Martinez!
No,
bleep,
you're not.
Huh?
You're gonna get word. Don't come by.
You kids at Martinez want to hear a good song? Look up some old Two Live Crew stuff.
You're gonna get canceled.
Bob Martinez I don't even know if it's named after him, by the way. But it's Martinez Middle School, and the teacher was I met through the morning show, a very active listener, Abdul. He's a teacher. He kind of asked me last year, and then I flaked out on him.
You know what's funny is in my presentation, I'm not even going to really, I'm going to talk about radio and TV and whatnot, but I'm going to say, more make it geared toward YouTube and other, whatever medium becomes popular when they're older because, things change so much, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
It's not like they're going to be getting jobs in radio.
I mean, unless they want to press a button. Then
Unless they're a robot.
Then they'll fire you after that. No, it's going to be a fun day. I got a couple of tchotchkes to give away to some of the second graders, the middle schoolers. I think they're going to be out of luck, but I'm trying to get more. So that's it. Anyway, that's where I was just now. What school did you go to, MJ?
I went to. Oh, I didn't mention.
Yeah.
I went to Moon Lake Elementary School.
And how were the kids? Were they excited to hear your hour and 15?
yeah,
That's good that you kept their attention for that long.
Yeah, the kids were great.
What ages again? You told us yesterday, or a couple days ago.
Fifth grader.
Yeah, it was fifth grade, and it was great. Like 90 kids, 4 different classes. They were like, "Hey, do you want to just do each class individually?" And I'm like, "No, just do it all at once."
Okay.
Just get a bunch of questions, and it was a good time. Had an enjoyable time. All right, we teased this item. We talked about this in the very beginning of the show. So 6 a.m. And folks, I encourage you, if you're listening right now and you like our show, imagine what you're missing, because we've already done a whole hour and a half of this show. At this point, we've been here for an hour and a half already. So, figure out a way to listen to the entire show. And remember, we're podcast every day. So if you miss the show, you can always go back, and we're on all the major podcast platforms, but you got to search MJ Morning Show on Q105. If you just do MJ Morning Show, you might find that the podcast we did before we came back. And those are from 2020 and 2019. So, yeah, always search for the MJ Morning Show on Q105. And our entire show, the whole thing is podcast by 11 a.m. on all the major platforms. So you can always catch up. And, of course, we're on YouTube. We're on MJTV. We're live on video here in the studio every single morning, 6 to 10. So we're live right now. Hello to all those watching. And you can always go back and watch the YouTube stream anytime, look at old shows, whatever, and watch us do the show here in the studio. If you go to mjmorningshow.com, you'll see MJTV on the top nav bar, and click on that, and it's pretty easy to navigate. So we mentioned at the opening of the show, how did I put it, about fat and funny? Because Fester, and listen, I'm not being rude here. Fester sent me this item. I give you full credit. You found the story, and you had a little note above the link, and you said something to the effect that fat is funny, skinny's not. What did you write?
I think
What did you write
I'm
last
trying
night?
to think now, but there's an epidemic amongst fat people who lose weight, and if you're seen as a funny person, once you lose weight, you're not as funny
Right.
anymore.
So if you were funny and heavy, when you lose weight, you're not funny.
It's how people meet you the first time.
And of course, with all of these weight loss drugs, I mean, you got Ozempic, you've got Wegovy, you've got Monjaro. The story that Fester sent me,
Everybody knows this guy.
that's what we said.
And this guy's right, because you know what? I haven't seen him skinny, but I'm sure he's still trying to get work.
So the minute we talked about this, we said, this is earlier, we're like, everyone's going to know who this guy is. Everybody. And this dude, you know, you might not know his real name, but you know his face and you know his character without a doubt. But you might not know his name. His name is Wayne Knight. And I'm looking at the story. Wayne Knight reveals how his shocking 100-pound weight loss has torpedoed his career.
Yeah.
Wayne Knight.
I know that guy.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Did you not know who Wayne Knight was when I said the name Wayne Knight?
Not with just the name. I had to look at his face.
He's not.
Are you
I
serious?
see him everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
He's not an A-list actor.
No.
Listen, he's not a household name, but he's a household character.
He's
He's
All right, listen.
He's a top-tier sitcom side character.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Who am I talking about?
Hello, Newman.
Hello.
Hold on. Where's the Hello Jerry?
Hello, Jerry.
Where's the Hello Jerry?
You gotta say it back and
I
forth.
need the Hello Jerry, Andrew. Come on. Yeah.
So-
All right, so here's some more Newman.
Let me ask you something. What do you do for a living, Newman?
I'm a United States postal worker.
Aren't those the guys that always go crazy and come back with a gun and shoot everybody?
Sometimes.
Why is that?
Because the mail never stops. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. There's never a let-up. It's relentless. Every day it piles up more and more and more, and you got to get it out. And the more you get out, the more it keeps coming in. And then the barcode reader breaks, and it's published. It's clearing out.
All right.
All right, so that's Wayne Knight. It's Newman from Seinfeld. He was also the creepy guy in Jurassic Park 1. Remember he was stealing the dinosaur DNA? Remember he got Remember the dinosaur spat in his face with that poisonous goop? Remember?
Yeah.
He was like driving, he was racing in the bad rainstorm in the Jeep with the dinosaur DNA to escape. And remember he got that's right, inside the shaving cream can. Thank you, Andrew. Yes, but it's
Hello, Newman.
Hello, Jerry. That's him. And
Yeah.
Wayne Knight is saying that his career has taken a broadside. His career's been torpedoed because he lost 100 pounds and it's affected his career.
Oh, no.
And then Fester sent me this last night. He's like, yeah, when you're funny and fat, when you lose weight, you're not funny anymore.
No.
People don't think you're that fat, jovial guy.
I told you the one I met who really exemplified that was Jonah Hill. He always had the reputation of being funny in what was his big movie?
He was funny in movies.
Yeah.
But
And then I interviewed him, and it was like he had lost weight for Moneyball. That's right. He got thin for Moneyball. And he was
he was
just,
fat as a house during Moneyball. He lost it after Moneyball.
I was when he was interviewed for
Yeah, but-
Moneyball when he did the press junkets.
So wait, he was fat when he shot it, and then when he did the press, he'd already lost the weight?
Yes.
Yeah,
And he got unfunny.
I saw a clip of him in Moneyball. I saw when they were sitting around the table and Billy Bean kind of defers to him, and it was like Jabba the Hutt is sitting around this executive table. And then during the press tour, he's bone rail thin, and he's maintained that. He's still a thin guy.
All right. Are there any other ones? So with Newman, Wayne Knight, who played Newman on Seinfeld, he's saying, that losing weight affected his career, and it was not a positive effect. You're mentioning Jonah Hill. Let's go to the phones here. Who else can you think of? Who else lost a whole lot of weight and just maybe you lost interest in them? Maybe they're not quite as funny. Maybe they're the character that they played, it doesn't translate into a thinner version of themselves? Are there any other examples
So
that we're not thinking of? And, we always turn to the audience because listen, we have so many people out there and everyone remembers stuff that we don't always remember. So can you think of any celebrities that were heavy, lost weight, and they're just not as funny, or they're not as effective, or their character, it just doesn't print the same? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Just a couple of calls here. I'm not going to turn this into a long segment, but can you add to this conversation on Fester bringing me that when you're fat and you're funny, when you lose weight and you're not fat, you're not funny anymore? Do you agree, disagree? What names are we missing? 800-990-1047. Give us some examples. And it doesn't have to be only funny. It could be, more of a dramatic actor or whatever.
Some guys have done it successfully. Like John Goodman, in my book, has done it successfully.
You know what?
Because he was during the Roseanne years, he was a really big guy.
Right. And then he's much skinnier in the
Righteous Gemstones.
The Righteous Gemstones. That's fantastic.
He's on the Connors because, they killed Roseanne's character, but the rest of the cast still does the show. So, and he's a thinner, and now he's getting to be an older man. Yep. But I can think of a couple of people who've lost weight, and it's just changed the way I look at them, either comedically or professionally.
My God, look at the phones. Bring up the screener.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, every single line has ignited here. Also, heads up, we're going to get into the scariest sound on the planet in just a few minutes. And I was kind of reticent. I was kind of reluctant to play this on yesterday's program. And I had a little debate with myself, and I've decided to do it today. I was going to do it yesterday and put it off because I just had a fear of maybe chasing listeners away, that it's so scary and people might just turn off the station. That's the last thing you want people to do is turn off your radio show.
You've given everybody ample warning.
All right. So, we'll get to that here in a second. The scariest sound on planet Earth is coming up on the MJ Morning Show. First, let me grab Stacy in Largo. Stacy, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, Stacy, we haven't heard from you in a while, Stacy.
You're in trouble. You are in such trouble, MJ. You had me thinking that Rox really did mess up her toe. So I got a prank coming for you, brother.
Okay,
I've got something in the works that's coming for you. I am after you, brother.
I'm sure you did. All right, Stacy, are you calling about the heavier celebrity?
Of course.
Who is it?
Bill Gardell. He was on Mike and Molly. He played Mike Big.
Oh, that's right.
Billy Gardell was one of the names I was thinking about. I started watching, and I really liked the TV show Bob Hart's Abishola.
Oh yeah.
If you've never seen it, MJ.
No, I've seen bits and pieces of it.
We kind of got into it a couple of seasons into it, and we kind of binged it, and it's a really cool show. It's different than everything else I've ever seen.
So so in Mike and Molly,
he was super fat.
He was much bigger.
Yeah.
And
he lost a lot of weight. And then he started doing his stand-up again, and he wasn't as funny.
Wow.
He really wasn't.
So the first couple of seasons.
So it's like the fat gets sucked out and the funny gets sucked out as well.
The first several seasons of Bob Hart's Abishola, he is as big as a house.
Okay.
I mean, it's like painful. Yeah. He's funny, but he's like, man, that guy's a big fat ass.
Gotcha.
And now
Stacey,
he's super thin.
That's what I'm talking about, Stacy. Thank you very much. All right, back to phones. Let me grab Brittany in Clearwater. Hi, Brittany. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Morning. Who we going to mention here?
Rebel Wilson.
Oh,
Yes.
Perfect.
That's another one. You're right.
And
she's done a couple movies since then, and they're just not as great.
When she was larger, she was kind of like the joke girl.
Mm-hmm.
She was either the butt of the joke or she was saying the rude things that other people were thinking.
Yeah.
And she had this whole character. And then suddenly she loses weight. And now she thinks she's like kind of model-esque. Yeah. And she's a beautiful woman.
Now,
but she's not funny.
That's a great point. Thank you very much, Brittany. Have a great day. Norma in Plant City. Norma, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning. Melissa McCarthy.
Absolutely.
But hold on a minute. But has she lost weight?
She's trimmed down.
Okay, she's trimmed.
Yeah, she lost weight. When she came out in Bridesmaids, she was really big, and now she's not as big as she was then.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah, so I recently saw bits and pieces. Chloe was watching Bridesmaids, and that is funny as hell.
It really is funny.
The airplane scene with she pegs the air marshal.
That's actually her husband.
Which is actually her real husband.
Yeah,
Is that really?
The guy with the mustache?
Oh, I didn't know
that's her
that.
real husband.
I had no idea.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you, Norma. Brett in Lakeland. I 2 or 3 more calls here. Then we got to move on to the scary sound because it's 7:45 right now. Brett in Lakeland. Brett, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, I just thought of one. John Goodman.
You know,
Yeah.
we mentioned him just a few minutes ago.
See, I think John Goodman's Brett, I think John Goodman's an exception. I think he had a successful career as a big guy and a successful, funny career as a thinner guy.
All right, so if you're just tuning in, and people tune in and out all the time, if you're just tuning in, Fester sent me a story last night about Wayne Knight. He's the guy that played. Thanks for the call.
Thanks, Brett.
All right, so Wayne Knight played Newman on Seinfeld, and there's a whole story about him and his career has taken a hit because he's lost 100 pounds. And Fester sent me a note with the story. Hey, you know what? When you're fat and funny, you're not quite as funny when you lose all the weight. And that's why we're talking. All right, last call on this. Robert in Trinity. Robert, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Yeah. One show that I liked was a sitcom called Josh and Drake. They were 2 brothers. And one of them was really huge in the first seasons, and he lost a lot of weight, and he maintained his funniness.
Oh, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Remember his name?
Oh yeah, that was a good show. Sorry I don't remember his name, but I loved that show, and he slimmed down big time.
When was the show on, and where did it run?
I don't know.
You're talking about Josh Peck?
I'm uninformed, but it's called Josh and Drake. And he's a kid actor.
Yeah, I can't picture him.
He did a great job.
All right. Well, listen, thank you, Robert. I do appreciate it.
Josh Peck is the actor you're thinking about.
Hang on, Andrew. What was it? What's it called?
Drake and Josh.
Where did it run and when?
I don't know. I'm just learning of it, but I was looking up the title the other way and couldn't find it.
I mean, some other people. I've been getting a couple of texts. Amy Schumer. She's changed her sizes.
Yeah, you're right.
She's
Amy
not doing
Schumer.
comedy specials as much as she was.
No, she's not. Oh man, she is funny though.
Host of.
I wonder if she's still a slob.
You told that story.
I had. Listen.
I think that's something that kind of sticks with you.
Because Amy Schumer was selling her apartment up on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. And I don't want to give too much away, but I got a friend who's is a real estate agent in Manhattan and was showing Amy Schumer's apartment and she's trying to sell it. So my real estate agent friend brings in a client to look at this apartment up on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. It happened to be Amy Schumer's apartment. This is about 6-7 years ago. And they walk in, the place is a freaking dumpster. They got food everywhere, wrappers everywhere. And then remember, Roxanne, what was one of the things that, do you remember me?
Oh, yeah, I do a pleasure device.
She had like sex toys out in the bedroom. They're like showing some of the apartment. Yes, and this is the master. Oh my God! And there are like sex toys on the bed, on the dresser. It's like
it's the master, all right.
Oh my God.
Master what? I don't know.
All right, now, folks, we're up to the scariest sound on Earth. It's the ancient Aztec death whistle. And I gotta be honest, I was a little torn about this. I've been holding on to this story for a little bit. I was going to do it yesterday and play the audio. And I'm like, you know what? Am I going to chase listeners off with this thing? Are they going to, listen, the biggest nightmare for a radio morning show is if you do something and people turn off the show. I mean, we don't want that to happen.
I'm not trying to do that.
I'm trying to attract more listeners. In fact, I always ask you, the MJ Morning Show listener, that if you have friends or coworkers that listen to something else, convert them. Tell them about our show. Tell them the MJ Morning Show is back on 104.7 FM. What are you laughing at?
I got a comment in my head I can't say.
Like what?
I mean, I'll remember that we don't want to turn listeners off next time we get on a rice cooker tangent.
What are you talking about? Anyway, so The ancient Aztec death whistle terrifies people today. And you can listen to it if you're brave enough. It is a screech. It invokes fear. Turns out that Swiss and Norwegian neuroscientists discovered that the ancient Aztec death whistle, which people say is the scariest sound on earth, still terrifies people today because of a primal fear response. And there was a recent story on this in the journal Communication Psychology, and they have a link to the sound. Of course, we pulled the sound of a couple of different Amazon or Aztec death whistles, rather.
So even though this is ancient, it has only been discovered fairly recently.
Yeah, so the Aztecs, they designed the whistle after the human larynx. And when you blow into this device, the wind, the air splits in two, and it gives you this oscillating sound, and the waves, they bounce around inside this chamber of the whistle.
Okay.
Now, they're skull-shaped whistles, which that's creepy enough anyway. You know, it's like a skull, and then the whistle, the top of the skull is like where you blow into.
Mm-hmm.
And the whistles were exhumed from grave sites dating back to 1250 and 1521, between that time frame, 1250 and 1521. And researchers then thought that maybe the whistle was put in the graves, something to do with the afterlife and maybe signaling. And anyway, when these whistles were found, when these ancient Aztec death whistles were found, the researchers, they blew into the whistle, and that's when it emitted the most ear-piercing, scariest, bone-rattling, fear-splitting noise that you've heard. And again, I'm going to play it for you now, and this is described as the scariest sound on earth. And again, I was debating, should I do it? Should I not do it? Should I do it? You know? And I've decided to do it because we do all kinds of crap. So the sound waves bounce around in the chamber, and then they leave via a second hole, and it's being compared to the voice box of the velociraptor.
Oh, wow.
As heard in Jurassic Park, and at least the dramatization of that and the velociraptor sound. So this is an actual death whistle. And listen, you tell me. I mean, there's no trick to this. I'm not setting this up for like some kind of joke and ha ha. No, this is real. Do you think this is the scariest sound on earth? All right, here is example number one. Get ready, folks. Is this the scariest sound on earth? That is not a scream. That is the whistle. I mean, it sounds like a blood-curdling scream, but it's the whistle.
Okay, I'm creeped out now. Can we play that song, Blow the Whistle? Get in a good mood?
No.
Can we please blow the whistle?
I don't think we ever pulled the... I don't even
blow the
think...
whistle.
I don't
want to think about happy thoughts. I don't want to think that dead whistle.
I'll blow the whistle. Here is another version.
That almost sounds like that movie scream.
God.
Ugh.
That is the whistle. That is not a person screaming into a microphone. That is actually this whistle from the ancient Aztecs.
No wire hangers ever!
That's awful.
Previously, this was the scariest sound.
No wire hangers ever!
But now this is the scariest sound. Agree or disagree?
So nobody currently alive has spoken to an Aztec to find out what it was really used for.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So
not many ancient Aztecs still walking.
I've read theories that it was for scaring off animals.
Yeah.
I've read theories that it was to mimic
scare off invaders, tribes.
Yeah,
right.
People who are going to do battle with them. And then somebody told me to type the word Aztec into Google.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The first thing that pops up with the word Aztec is the Aztec death whistle.
Yeah.
And you can buy your own.
Oh, hold on. Amazon sells Aztec death whistles?
Like 40 different kinds.
What the hell?
Ooh,
Oh my God.
They should sell them, and like
hold on,
a
look
woman
at this.
could carry one around her neck and blow it in the parking lot if there's someone who's trying to come up to her, right?
My God, look at this. You can get the Amazon death whistle delivered prime delivery.
Have it delivered by this afternoon.
Amazon death whistles are available via Prime. And any same-day Prime, can I get it between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. today?
Oh, this one right here with the big headdress and the skull is on Black.
Oh, there's a Black Friday
deal.
It's only $25.98. Jeez, all right. That's probably enough of the death whistle, but that is described as the scariest sound on Earth.
You know what? I actually want one now. I mean, I want one for $30. I want one off of Amazon.
You know what would be funny? You shoot viral videos. You just walk around like a shopping mall or a supermarket, and you have a friend roll video, and you get behind somebody, like somebody's shopping for like cornflakes at Publix, and you get your friend shooting video, and you just get behind the person, and you blow the whistle right behind them. And see the reaction.
All right.
Yes.
Is it me, or does this sound like the meme of the screaming goat?
It does. That's what I thought. At first, when MJ played it, I thought he was like, okay, that was the first sound.
yeah.
Let's pretend.
There's a similarity there. There's a similar. Also, Andrew, just a movie that I saw. You know what? You're right. Yeah.
What?
100%. Andrew just reminded me a movie that I saw in the last 6 months or so with Michelle. Bone Tomahawk. You want to watch a scary movie? Watch Bone Tomahawk.
And does that reference?
They have a very similar sound. Yeah, Bone Tomahawk. They're using the Aztec death whistle in that movie. Good point there. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. Should we grab a couple of calls on this? You know what? Let's just do a quick follow-up. Folks, do you think that's scary? Is it the scariest noise you've ever heard?
You can't preface it like that.
If you turn the channel, call us back.
You can't say that because people are going to call it. Nope. Who's going to say, yes, MJ, I'm horrified right now? I mean, you've already set it up to where the guards are up.
So you don't think we should take any feedback?
If you're in the forest and you're about to attack the Aztecs and you hear that, okay, that's pretty scary.
Yeah.
But if you're listening to the radio where the host is going on for several minutes about, well, is it scary or isn't it? I'm going to play it. Sit down. Prepare yourself. Here it comes.
Are you mocking me?
It's more of an impression mocking. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Hold on.
I've always believed
Hold on. Did you say irritation? Or
or
imitation?
Both would apply to you mostly daily, but imitation on this one. But if you've been teasing it, the guards are up with people. They're expecting to hear something that's supposed to be cringeworthy, and all it can do is fail the expectation if it's not there.
All right, I won't take.
Does it make sense?
I won't. So don't take phone calls,
or take them.
All right, what do you want? What the hell do you want me to do? All right, you know what? I'm going to take a couple of calls here. 800-990-1047. Reaction to the Aztec death whistle. And then I've got something else that's equally as abhorrent. And it's a movie theater warning. Did you hear about the Wicked warning?
Oh, yeah, I did. I sent you that, right?
God. Well, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
What's going on with Wicked?
The story's all over the place.
Well.
So there's a Wicked warning regarding the Wicked movie.
When you go to see it.
Yeah, all right, hold on. We'll get to that in a second. First, let me grab a couple of calls on the Aztec death whistle. Let me grab line 4. And hi, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, how's it going? My name's Shaughnessy.
All right. Where are you calling from? You're in Tampa, right?
Calling from Tampa.
All right, Shaughnessy, what do you think of the Aztec death whistle?
I think they're terrifying. Definitely terrifying. I had looked it up before, and I found out that these death whistles, you have, like, opposing armies hearing hundreds, if not thousands, of these death whistles all being blown by ancient warriors, and it sounds like you just hear screams of the, what you can only assume is just devastation behind this army.
Yeah.
It's definitely a terrifying sound.
Thank you, Shaughnessy. Appreciate it. Robert in Tampa. Look at every line is ringing.
Yeah, Shaughnessy brings up a good point.
Yeah.
If I heard 1,000 of them blowing at one time,
Yeah.
I would turn around and not fight these people.
Yeah, maybe go home.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to watch a movie.
You know what?
I'm going home. All right, Robert in Tampa. Hi, Robert.
I don't believe it's scary. It just sounds like a scream to me. I really don't, find that scary.
All right. Thank you, Robert. James in Wesley Chapel. James, MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hey, I got to confirm this, but I think it's used in the Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, because when he's going with Shia LaBeouf, I think it's an Aztec temple, and these short guys with poison darts, when they first appear, I think that's the sound they use.
Oh, okay.
And it is, in a theater, it's loud, it scares the crap out of you.
Yeah, I did not see that Indiana Jones version, but thank you, James. Quite possible. Keenal is in Wesley Chapel also. Hi there. Last call on this. Go ahead.
Hey, so it was definitely unsettling when I heard it, but that was because you'd already talked about, how scary it is.
Yeah.
Having said that, had you not mentioned it, that you were going to play it, it definitely would have scared the bejesus out of me.
All right, so you might have veered your car off the road if I just, without warning, played that noise?
Yeah, because it's that blood-curdling scream like somebody's, about to die. And I was expecting it to be a higher pitch than what it played in my car. And I've got my brother-in-law's dog in the car, no joke. MJ, I turned around and flattened both of his ears because I didn't want the dog freaking out in the car.
Holy, really?
Oh, you flattened the dog's ears.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah, I flattened out the dog's
Oh,
ears.
I thought I'd be a better story if the dog's ears went down all by itself.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the call.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
But put yourself in the position of a warrior in the 1400s, right? I mean, what 600-700 years ago, right? So I don't know how long ago was that.
Let me tell you something equally as probably disturbing. And that apparently is going to be people trying to sing along to the Wicked movie. And this story is making the rounds today that numerous theater chains, including AMC, are warning people, do not sing along. For instance, listen to this. AMC has issued a statement. AMC Movie Theaters has warned theatergoers, do not start bursting into song. Don't turn a screening of Wicked into your own personal sing-along or
karaoke
or with your friends.
Yeah. Are they going to have specific sing-along versions?
Yeah, they should. They're going to do that. So the movie company, Universal Pictures is the movie company. They're apparently talking about some theaters having special sing-along versions. So there'll be designated showings of Wicked where if you want to be a total dork and sing along, then
dude, they've got some good songs in Wicked. I can only think of two.
I don't like what? I don't know anything about Wicked.
The song "Defying Gravity."
Right, because Wicked is the reimagination of the Wizard of Oz and the different witches, right? Isn't that the reimagination of Wizard, right?
Yes.
All right, so
it's like the backstory.
Yeah.
All right, so "Defying Gravity" is one song, right?
And I think the other song is "Popular."
All right, can you bring it up? Bring it up on YouTube. Yeah. So, right. All right. So, Andrew has them for me. All right. So, "Defying Gravity" and "Popular" are two of the songs, but AMC Movie Theaters is warning viewers that singing during the movie is not going to be tolerated.
Or you have some guy flashing a light at you or something?
During regular screenings. Now, the movie is going to premiere nationwide tomorrow. But I think it's already showing. Isn't it showing in a couple of places already? I thought so.
Maybe.
So AMC is warning audiences that, silence is golden, blah, blah, blah. And do not disturb other viewers that might not want to hear you singing along. they want to watch the movie and listen to the actual movie soundtrack and not, you and your friends singing to the songs. So AMC spokesperson Ryan Noonan said that they have a long-standing policy that, not Noonan. Hello, Noonan. Yeah. So he said that AMC has a long-standing policy that prohibits disruptive behavior. The Wicked pre-show spot incorporates the themes of the film as a fun, engaging reminder to moviegoers to not disrupt the experience for those around them as they enjoy the show. So, wait a minute. AMC is going to run a special little message and not just the silence is golden, turn your cell phones off and, turn your buzzers off and everything. So they have a special intro or a special message that, hey, during Wicked, please don't break into song.
I mean, the last thing they want is 2/3 of the theater complaining over a bunch of people howling at the screen.
But apparently, those that do want to sing, Universal Pictures, I guess, is putting some kind of a deal together to have screenings at over 1,000 theaters across the country beginning on December 25th. So that's a month away. But they're going to have some special sing-along versions if you want to get all like Rocky Horror Picture Show or something up inside that thing.
That's a pretty crafty way to get you to buy 2 or 3 tickets. Because
anyway.
if you love Wicked, you're going to see it now.
Yeah.
And then you're going to want to sing, you buy another ticket in Christmas time.
All right, so Wicked is described by Universal Pictures as the untold story of the Witches of Oz. So it's reimagining other witches.
Yeah, like their perspectives.
Yeah. So
why they are the way they are.
All right, hang on. Here's some of the songs that.
Which one's this, MJ?
This one is Defying Gravity. I don't know if I've ever heard this. Sorry, but that song blows.
Okay, Wicked does not blow.
That song is
that sucks.
That song isn't my favorite.
What's your favorite?
Do the other one. that you
It's better than Defying Gravity.
Defying
Gravity that's awful.
They're flying around the stage. It's really a great song. There's the Wizard and I.
Who would have known? You're a big Wicked fan? How did I not know this? That Fester's a big Wicked.
I'm a Broadway guy.
So when did you see Wicked on Broadway?
I saw Wicked a couple years ago.
In New York?
No, it came to the Straz.
Okay.
What did I see in New York? I saw Legally Blonde, the musical in New York.
Guess what? Guess what I saw in New York? I saw a homeless person push a tourist in front of a train.
Yeah, I missed that showing.
It was the 456.
So, yeah, I've seen a couple in New York. I've seen a couple in town. But, yeah, I love a good Broadway show. I've seen, Phantom, Hamilton. Oh, Hamilton, don't get me started.
I have no desire to see Hamilton.
It was so good.
I saw Book of Mormon. I thought Book of Mormon was fantastic.
I'm going to ruin Hamilton for you right now.
What?
He dies at the end.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, no.
All right, so Wicked, do not sing. You got to wait until the official sing-along showings, which apparently are going to happen around Christmas time.
Just put a big piece of duct tape on your mouth if you feel compelled to.
And also, there's another statement from Noonan. If some viewers insist on singing, we have authorized other theater goers to punch them in the throat. All right, so that's the official statement from AMC.
I'm sorry. Cinema violence doesn't play well in this town.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right, I'm sorry.
Too soon.
Yeah, too soon. I apologize. Yeah, you're 100% right.
But so, enjoy the movie, be cool about it, and eventually they'll have the sing-along out. But listen, these hit songs, people get into it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Got a couple of Google issues here. This is a chilling story. Google's AI chatbot, Gemini, and that pops up. Gemini pops up on my phone because I've got a Google phone. I've got a Pixel with the latest, Android 14 and latest November update. So I've got Gemini. So Google and the AI chatbot Gemini told a Michigan college student to please die.
What?
This is like dystopian. This is the stuff we're afraid of, is like the machines taking over.
All right.
Yeah, the artificial intelligence program and the student, his name Vidhay Reddy, they were engaging back and forth in a conversation about aging and adults that are getting older and their challenges. And The chatbot says, "This is for you, human. You and only you. You are not special. You are not important. You are not needed. You are a waste of time and resources. You are a burden to society. You are a drain on Earth. You are a blight on the landscape. You are a stain on the universe. Please die." What the? This is Google's Gemini AI. That's what it told this college student.
I mean, maybe it's right.
Oh, my God.
I mean,
It's vicious.
Not everybody's
See?
a winner.
That's worse than the Aztec death whistle.
Okay, and that's just a little chatbot. Imagine if it had fiery robot arms and could just blow you away. Like, do we really trust these robots?
Gee,
Look at
man, this is
vile
like,
spew.
This
Yeah.
is like Terminator, man.
Yeah.
All right, first of all, who's the student that sent this? Is this real? Was this not fabricated? I mean, or whose word are we taking
This
here?
this is a story from The Hill, which is a well-known Washington website and publication. The Hill covers Capitol Hill. It has for decades and decades, and they have the story about this student in Michigan. And Google, The Hill reached out to Google for comment, but in a statement to CBS, the company admitted large language artificial intelligence models sometimes have a nonsensical response. That sounded pretty sensible. That didn't sound nonsensical. That was pretty specific and deliberate. You're a stain on society. You're a burden. You're a drain on Earth. You're a blight on the landscape.
I mean,
please die. Wow.
I have to meet the person who received the message.
All right, let me morph into my other Google issue. And
Morph.
If you're a regular listener here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM, you've heard me talk about my Gmail issue. And listen, am I freeloading on Gmail? Have I since like 2010? Am I like 14 years in on Gmail at this point? Yes, I am. Have I shelled out a dime? No. But have they been probably scanning and mining all of my stuff for data and information? Sure. So I've totally probably provided them, and we all have, with analytics and all kinds of data mining. We've all helped them out, but I haven't paid for Gmail. All right, so I'm starting. Last summer I started getting the messages. Your Gmail is gonna run out. You're not gonna be able to receive mail. A mail that's sent to you is gonna be spun back and it will be unrecoverable. Blah blah blah. So Google or Gmail, they're trying to get me to spend like $1.99 a month. All right, is that gonna kill me? No. But just something about something being free for the past 14 years and then suddenly having to shell out $2 a month. So what is that? $24 a year. Is that going to kill me? Of course not. But, it's just something about it. I mean, it's like you've been free. And even if it was, 22 cents, it's just something about paying for it.
Jesus, you just defined marriage.
All right. So,
oh, no.
All right. So here's the deal. I mean, I'm getting totally screwed, or something's going on here, because I will delete mass quantities. I erased 4,000 emails like 2 weeks ago, and my free storage is still at 15 used gigabytes. How do I delete 4,000 emails and some with attachments? It was like almost 2 gigabytes. So why didn't it go from 15 down to 13? It gets better. So I'm now getting, and I'm up against the clock here. And as I've erased stuff, it's pushed my threat date back, because it used to be like August 22nd. Then it was like, and I erased a bunch of stuff. Then it became like September 22nd, October 22nd. So yesterday, I'm staring at the big red box at the top of my Gmail that says, "You will not be able to send and receive email beginning on November 22nd. That is tomorrow.
Okay.
So listen to this. I'm looking at my Gmail, and you go to the very bottom of the mail page. And if I do it right now, hang on a minute. I'm right here. Let me click on this. I'm going to go scroll to the bottom, and there's a red bar, and it says 15.04 gigabytes of 15 gigabytes, 100% used. And then when I go to the top, yesterday, it said You'll stop getting emails on November 22nd. You don't have enough storage. Starting November 22nd, emails sent to you will be bounced back to the sender and can't be recovered. Get more storage. 75% off for the first 1 month, or delete items from Google Photos, Drive, or Gmail. I have. And yesterday, knowing that I'm knocking on heaven's door over here, all right? So last night, I erased 4 gigabytes of files, like old videos. I went through all kinds of old stuff on the drive, the file. I erased 3.9 gigabytes. It did not go down. It's still at 15.
They're going to get your money.
So wait a minute. What are they? It's like they're hosing me now. There was a time when it would really drop. And the last 6 months or 5 months, it's not dropping when I erase mass quantities of data. So what the hell? What kind of racket are they pulling over there at Google?
Just a big racket. Just a shakedown racket.
It's a shakedown. That's what it is. They're racketeers and they're shakedown artists.
Shakedown, takedown, breakdown. Was that what Glenn Fry song?
No, that was Bob Seger.
Bob Seger.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah, Bob Seger. And what movie was that? Shakedown.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Was that Beverly Hills? Beverly Hills Cop 2. Yeah, not the original. So listen, I'm obviously kind of beefed at Google and whatever racket and sham scam game they're playing with me. They're effing with me.
Yeah, they are.
You know what? They're effing with the wrong guy. Those Googles.
They picked the wrong guy.
Yeah,
Are they?
They picked the wrong guy.
When they shut off your email, are you still the wrong guy? We'll show this guy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's some kind of Google racket going on, man. I'm telling you. All right, moving along here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. I just got to lighten around a couple of stuff. Then I got the great air conditioning debate. I got an issue. Michelle and I are having this back and forth there, and something's just not making sense. Something's just not adding up. I'll explain. Hey, quickly, and you know what? When I saw this particular story, I'm like, you know what? I think I have noticed that. Do you know what the official uniform is of young women, girls in Generation Z?
The uniform.
Yeah. What is the there's a certain look. And if you let's say you're on a college campus or you're in you see a bunch of Generation Z girls. So this is Chloe's age.
Is it?
Chloe's 23 years old. So, you see a bunch of Generation Z girls out on a Friday night, a Saturday night. Maybe they're waiting to get into a club. And you will see more often than not, virtually every single girl has the same look.
Okay, so I'm going to throw this out there. This might be totally off base. One part of the look, I'm going to guess, is sneakers. Because Gen Zers like to be a lot more casual.
Maybe.
Is that a buzzer? What were you starting to do?
Entirely possible, I guess.
You know what? Sneakers are part of the picture that I saw, but that's not the most distinct part.
Okay, flannel pajama bottoms and a t-shirt?
No.
Listen, Roxanne's right. If you go to a Walmart at 9 o'clock on any Friday night, there's
a Gen Zer in that.
You'll see what? You'll see a whole bunch of
regular people.
Whole bunch of UT students from Long Island at Walmart at 275 in Dale Mabry. Or Target. No, listen. It's when I saw the picture, I'm like, you know what? I think I've seen this. And there was a picture of a whole bunch of Generation Z, 20, 21, 22. And, they're hanging out. And there was one picture, they're waiting in line to get into a club. And it's like, my God, was there a memo? Everybody wear the same damn thing?
Yeah.
You don't know what it is?
No, I don't. I can't wait to see.
Jeans and a black top.
Oh, that's a staple outfit. That was me, in my 20s going out.
Okay.
Yeah, this is maybe a little...
What's changed
it's black. It's a black top and light wash jeans. That is the official Generation Z uniform.
See, I think I was in hip hugger jeans a little bit back then, but still black top.
So
not necessarily whitewash.
The thing is, it's not bell bottom jeans.
No, it's not.
No,
I'm saying that's the
they're
difference.
But they're like a barrel leg jeans.
Yeah, almost like a mom jean.
Oh, like a mom jean. Yeah. But it's a black top, either long sleeve or short sleeve.
And the jeans. And they're not the dark jeans. They're the light wash. I don't know what you call it. Stone wash, light wash, whatever they call it these days.
Light jeans, light sky blue colored jeans.
Yeah, Michelle won't let me wear light colored jeans. She's got this aversion. I've got to wear the dark indigo jeans.
Well,
and she's like, if I put on like an old pair of like Levi's or Gap, and they're the lighter colored jeans, she's like, I'm not going out with you if you wear that.
It makes you look.
I'm going to throw those away.
It makes you look shorter. I mean, it makes sense for Michelle to want. She has to optically, illusionally make you look taller, without giving you lifts.
All right, I have. Listen, you make all the comments you want. All right, this is insane.
Text me for more.
This is absolutely nuts. A husband and wife get into an argument with a pizza delivery guy, and then they disembowel him.
Oh, say the whole thing.
I mean,
no, that's a tough word. Just that hearing that word is like, oh, that's a toughie.
Which word?
Disembowel.
I mean, this is absolutely insane. And I'm like, what is going on here? So this is from my hometown of, Virginia Beach, Norfolk. I saw this on the Wavy TV 10 website. Which, by the way, this was the Wavy TV 10 news music from 1981 through 1985. This was also Hal Herman's theme. So, from Wavy TV 10. Yeah, you're right. This will always be Hal Herman's theme. All right. Working on an appearance by Hal Herman before the holidays, by the way.
Good luck.
We'll see what happens with that. Listen to this. A husband and wife have been charged after an employee was stabbed at a Mod Pizza near the Norfolk Premium Outlets. Norfolk police responded to Mod Pizza after the reports of a stabbing. When officers arrived, they found a 24-year-old man suffering from multiple stab wounds. The man was taken to the hospital for treatment, and his injuries were considered to be non-life-threatening. Detectives have charged 45-year-old Catherine N. Harper and 47-year-old Cody T. Harper, husband and wife, with malicious wounding. Corey Harper got an additional charge of brandishing a firearm. Court documents revealed that Catherine Harper got into an argument with the employee over what she thought was a botched pizza order. Shortly afterwards, she called her husband, Corby Harper, and asked him to handle the situation. Once Corey Harper arrived at the location, he stabbed the employee multiple times, cutting across his torso, exposing the employee's intestines. But it's not life-threatening.
I mean,
oh my God.
Holy cow.
Wow.
And then at that point, the couple left the scene.
Yeah. Time to go.
Gotta go.
Oh my God. Based on what was in the court documents about the incident, the magistrate decided not to grant bond, so both Catherine and Corey are still being held in the Norfolk City jail. What the hell goes wrong with pizza from Mod Pizza in Norfolk, Virginia, that you're slicing open the pizza guy's guts like it's a scene out of the Silence of the Lambs? The only thing they didn't do is hang him like in an angel figure from the top of the cage.
Remember that scene?
Yeah,
that was shocking.
Yeah, that was
the follow-up, right?
That was Charles Napier, who was he was the band leader that went to Bob's Country Bunker.
Oh.
He was driving the Winnebago. Was it the Doc, whatever his name was, driving the Winnebago. Yeah, he was the guy that said, Stein, you're going to look pretty funny, Stein, eating corn on the cob with no effing teeth. That's him.
So, have you ever been to a Mod Pizza?
I have not. Is this a chain?
Yeah, I've seen them around, and
Do we have any Mod Pizzas in the Tampa Bay area?
We do. I feel like I've seen them around. And what it is according to their website, like I said, I've not been there.
Oh, yeah, look. It looks like we have Wesley Chapel.
That might be the one that I saw.
Yeah, there's one on Sun Vista Drive in Lutz. So that's your neck of the woods.
That's where I've seen it then. It's by the premium outlet malls.
Yeah, don't stab someone there in the stomach.
Good call.
So what do you want to say about Mod Pizza?
I think it's where you make maybe you don't make your own pie, but you dictate what they put on your own pie.
But that's
No,
that's any pizza. You tell them what you want on your pie.
I don't know the concept, but it sounds here. Step 1, pick your crust.
Mini, mod, or mega.
All right. Step 2,
sauce or greens.
Step 3,
unlimited toppings, one price.
Okay, and then you put a finishing sauce on it.
All right.
And I guess it's a completely customizable pizza, which every pizza is, but it doesn't.
I just want a good freaking cheese pizza, man.
All right.
You don't even like. You don't need any toppings. You just go cheese.
Yeah, I'm mostly. My go-to is cheese. Sometimes will I get mushroom or meatball or something. But I'm 99.9% of the time I'm straight cheese, man. That is the barometer by which I judge whether a pizza is edible.
Yeah.
Oh, you know where I'm going tonight?
Where?
Let me guess, a pizza place.
Yes.
Oh, let me guess, a pizza place in town.
No, seriously. So tonight, Michelle and Chloe are going to, a friend of ours is in some kind of play at like the Largo Playhouse or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going, but because I gotta do the show, I gotta prep and everything. But
excuse.
But I'm going to dinner with them, and so Chloe and Michelle are going with 2 other friends, and we're all meeting for an early dinner at
Sardo's.
Nope.
Oh, because you said Largo.
Oh, by the way, Sardo's coming in today.
Sakushi?
Yeah. Hey, Andrew, hang on. Let me see if Sardo is coming in.
You said Largo, and he's right there on Elmerton Road. That's why I thought that.
Yeah. So no, it's really interesting. Sardo's coming in today. Let me see if he's here yet.
Okay.
No, I haven't been. I've been to Sardo's, fairly recently. I have not been to this place in a long time.
Chuck E. Cheese.
No.
Sakushi.
Cece's Pizza.
No. Listen. So it's not far from Scientology at Fort Harrison.
Okay.
It's south of Scientology.
Okay.
It's a coal-fired pie.
Okay.
And I have not been there in a while, but I remember that it was good, so I'm really looking forward.
Is it still a guessing game? What's the name of the place? I don't know.
Cristino's.
Okay.
Oh, I've heard you talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have not been to Cristino's. Bring them up on the Googles, because what road is that? Is that Fort Harris? Is that what road is that they're on? Yeah, I always forget the road they're on. Cristino's is on Fort Harrison. Yeah, it's on South Fort Harrison. So Cristino's coal oven pizza, and I've been there numerous times, and I always thought it was great pizza. It was just a really solid coal-fired pizza, and it's far for us. I'm in South Tampa, and I just hadn't been there in a while. But tonight, for the first time in a long time, we're going to Cristino's. I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Good.
Yeah.
Have fun.
And then Sardo's Pizza on Ulmerton, he's got a charity thing coming up this weekend, and he's supposed to stop by. So I'd imagine that he's going to bring some pizza. Let me show you something. I'm going to the back of the room. Have you noticed this?
I saw the bucket earlier.
All right, I got to get this bucket.
What is it?
Oh, my. All I know is that this weighs a lot. This has got to be, 60 pounds? Hey, look up. How much does a 5-gallon bucket of paint weigh? All right?
Well,
so, hang on.
I'm probably 40 pounds?
No, this is 60 pounds.
Look up.
Listen, water is 8 is 8 pounds a gallon.
How much?
And the paint is heavier than, look at this on MJTV. I'm holding up a heavy as hell 5-gallon bucket of paint. Hang on, I got to put this down. Hang on.
Holy
that
crap.
hurt when you put that down.
Damn right. Holy crap.
All right. Depending on the paint and the paint density, it could weigh between 30 and 60 pounds.
That's 60 pounds all day.
Is it?
That's all day. That's 60 pounds I just picked up. So guess who gave me the paint?
Who?
Tanner Paints.
Yes. So I met Walker Tanner yesterday, and he gave me this. I spec'd the color. Do you know what that paint's for?
No.
Yes.
Is it happening?
It's happening.
That one?
Yes.
Oh, this.
So they demolished the WQYK studios because they moved the country folks down the hall to a new studio, and we're moving into the old 99.5 QYK studios because it's the biggest studio in the hall. So we're getting the biggest studio, and they demolished the whole thing, and they're getting ready to skim the walls and put new drywall and skim it out and make it look good. And Tanner Paints, ladies and gentlemen. Tanner Paints, like for 90-something years they've been around. Tanner Paints, they've got a location, I think, on Armenia, and they have their new location on Manhattan and like El Prado area.
Mhm.
Yeah, Euclid or El Prado. I always forget. So Tanner Paints donated this 5-gallon bucket, and Michelle and I did the whole color palette for the new studio. So we picked the carpet.
We're gonna have carpet in there.
Brand new carpet is being put in.
The color of the walls.
So we spec this paint color. It's called Nightingale. It's a nice light gray, and we got a little bit of a sheen to this. So, and then we're putting sound panel. Anyway, folks, it looks like the new studio is finally happening after 4.5 years of broken promises.
What's the estimate?
Tell you what the estimate is. The estimate is I don't know how much longer I'm going to be employed here. So
will we ever do a show from the studio?
Yeah. So this,
Yeah,
I'll
that's
tell you
the
what.
big question.
I've got the paint for the new studio, and thanks to Tanner Paints, a Tampa tradition, Tanner Paints has donated the 5 gallons of paint needed to do 2 coats in our brand new studio.
Okay, hold on.
Yes.
Is this about the color? This kind of gray?
Yeah. So it's a light gray.
Oh.
So that's going to be the wall. Then we have a charcoal acoustic panel that's going to go on our walls. The carpet is nice, like a bluish gray in the carpet. And listen, it's going to be a warm, neutral environment.
Great.
So I designed the color palette with Michelle.
That's how I describe the morning show. Warm and neutral.
Why
would you go like neon
rev
or
us
like,
up.
like leopard print or zebra stripes or something crazy?
Oh
man.
yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, I want a circus atmosphere on the walls.
But
Get
you know
out
what?
of here.
I kind of do think that radio is like the one place you can get away with having like bright yellow walls.
I
or
don't
blue
want.
walls,
Oh yeah, that's
right?
what. Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what I want. I want to go into bright yellow freaking walls every morning.
Every morning. Let's go,
What are you,
baby.
What are you out of your mind?
Yes.
That's what they do at McDonald's. Like bright yellow makes you happy.
No chance in hell.
All right, so this Nightingale's a nice color. You're right.
It's a very nice color.
So classy.
And listen, the whole color palette in the new studio, and it's finally happening. So I think that we could be in the new studio by. It's possible
by 4th of July.
I'm saying January, when we get back on January 2nd, maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. So
All right.
yeah, but it's finally happening, which is a good thing.
And then after MJ gets done complaining about that, you can complain about all the things that he fixed in the studio.
Listen to this, and I don't know how prevalent this is, but I was cruising my typical show prep websites last night.
Okay.
And I hit the Village's news. What are you laughing at?
Because the Village's news is always great for something. There's always something there.
Well, I got a hooker story.
Ooh.
I got a hooker story from the Village's news. And of course, you know, the Village's, as you know, America's favorite hometown, friendliest hometown.
Friendliest.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, so I saw the story, and you know what? This caught my attention. 25-year-old resident of the Villages facing prostitution charges. I'm like, wait a sec. I thought you had to be like 55 and over to be a Villages resident.
You know what, MJ? People of all ages live. There's actually schools in the Villages for children.
Well, I know that there are, like, the newer Villages are more of the retirement communities, but there are plenty of older villages, right? There are. I mean, there are tons of villages up in the Villages. I mean, the damn thing spreads over what, like 2 or 3 counties, right?
Each little
enclave.
Yeah, each little neighborhood's a different village.
Oh,
I guess.
yeah. Anyway, so listen to this. This caught my attention. I'm like, what? The 25-year-old hooker in the Village? What is this? Like, I can understand it was a 62-year-old hooker, but a 25-year-old. So the headline caught my attention. 25-year-old resident of the Village is facing prostitution charge. A 25-year-old resident, Myra Elizabeth Holton, who lives, and they give her address out, 628 Nuevo Leon Lane or whatever, in the San Antonio Villas in the village of Rio Rancho. How many freaking names?
Yeah, right.
My God.
There's like, I think a couple of hundred. I mean, I'll find out how many villages.
628 Nuevo Leon Lane in the San Antonio Villas in the village of Rio Ranchero.
Oh, so confusing.
Is set to be arraigned next week in Marion County Court on the prostitution charge. She was arrested November 12th at the Studio 6 Hotel in Ocala during an undercover operation conducted by the Ocala Police Department. Holton had been using the profile name Diamond on the skipthegames.com website. I've never heard of this. What the Fester? Go to skipthegames.com. Is that like Hooker eBay? What is skipthegames.com?
I don't know, but I got to call my friend Ron and tell him there's a new site. It's a European site. It's skipthegames.
No. Well, but it has all the U.S. cities on here.
Okay, right. So I typed in skipthegames.com.
Find and meet service. Oh, is that what hookers are called these days?
Yeah.
Service providers?
They're providing a service. That's accurate description.
That's what prostitutes are called, service providers?
So the website that it trips to is skipthegames.eu.
All right, but it still says skipthegames.com.
Yeah.
All right, so find and meet service providers anywhere. Providers in Canada, in Europe, in the U.S. All right, click on the U.S.
USA.
And then
every state.
Every state. There's Florida. So you click on Florida.
Florida. It's every town.
My God, look at all. Ocala, look at that. How about the villages? Is the villages on there? The villages! Look, in Florida, you can look if you click on that. There's Tampa, there's St. Petersburg, Lakeland, Land O'Lakes.
Yep.
Largo, look, Largo's on here. Look at this.
So I'm clicking St. Petersburg.
Oh my God.
Oh, come on. There's not this. This isn't real. Maybe it is.
No, it is.
All right, let's click this one.
I've got boobies hanging out here.
Morgan
Monroe, true ginger, so good at being bad.
What service does she provide?
I see men, women, couples, accepted payment methods, Cash App, Cash, or Venmo.
Okay.
Location, and her stats and all this. So anyway, I guess Ocala police busted her in a sting operation, and she was at the Studio 6 after, I guess, they hooked up with her on skipthegames.com.
Oh my gosh, Fester, what do you have up there?
This is skipthegames.com. They're skipping the games, Roxanne.
How are we able to pull this up on a work computer?
She responded to an inquiry from an undercover detective. She agreed to provide full service when they met at the Studio 6.
Okay.
According to the arrest report. Holton called the detective at 11:21 a.m. that day, moments before the scheduled rendezvous, and asked him what he did for work. The undercover detective said he worked in a warehouse and denied being law enforcement when Holton questioned him about the direct possibility of him being a cop. Oh, so I guess she was all suspicious. She's probably on the alert. Is she about to get busted in a sting operation by a cop pretending to be a warehouse worker in this case? Once she received the assurance that he was not law enforcement, oh, no, I'm not law enforcement. I work at a warehouse. Okay, come on by. Have sex with me for money.
The villages.
Yeah. Then that was the screening process. Are you a cop? What do you do for a living? Oh, I work at a warehouse. Oh, you're not a cop? Nope. Okay, here's the address.
So there's a fake...
Here's the directions to my hotel room.
There's a fake belief out there in the world that if you ask a cop if they are a cop, they have to say yes. Because it's like they're wrapped in Wonder Woman's lasso of truth.
Yeah.
They have to, you caught me. Yes, I am. And that's not the case.
All right, so Holton pulls up in a Chevy Tahoe and that's the alleged accused prostitute. Holton pulled up in a Chevy Tahoe while still on the phone with the undercover detective. She confirmed that she was Diamond. Ooh, a diamond in the rough.
Rough diamond in the bag.
Yeah, and was taken into custody. She was booked at the Marion County Jail and released after posting $1,000 bond. Yeah, in criminal indigent form. Oh, she's looking for a PD. She's going public defender. Yeah, she's asking for representation by the public defender's office. But the village, a 25-year-old Villages resident, is meeting Johns at seedy hotels in Ocala.
It's happening all over town. It's happening in every city.
I get it. I wonder, but I never heard of this web. What was it called? Skipthegames.com. She's not going to skipthearrest.com, I'll tell you that.
All right, I'm going to text my friend Ron that address right now.
Yeah, just out of curiosity, do we have any providers listening to the show? It's 8:40 in the morning. I don't know what their hours are, but I mean this gig was for 11 a.m., so that was kind of early. Do we have any so-called service providers listening to the show? Are you on skipthegames.com? All right. If you are a service provider, or maybe you are a former service provider, buzz us up. I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to hear about, have you ever been arrested? You ever been in a sting operation? Hey, listen, if you want to be anonymous, I have no idea what the response is going to be. You know, a lot of times I'm very surprised that I'll ask for something obscure and I'll get phone calls. So if you want to, you can remain completely anonymous. You do not have to use your name. Are you a service provider? Do you advertise on skipthegames.com? Or I would imagine there are probably competing products as well.
I've never heard of Skip the Games, although...
I remember that Backpage used to have the hookers, and remember the FBI shut down Backpage and confiscated all the assets?
I mean, Craigslist was like that for a while.
Yeah, I have... that's right, Craigslist.
Craigslist got shut down, and then Backpage took over, then that got shut down, and now it's Skip the Games.
Yeah, well,
okay.
All right. Any providers listening, or maybe you are a former provider, if you want to remain anonymous, you don't have to use your real name. Would love to hear from you.
Is this really prime time for the industry?
I kind of questioned that. 800-990-1047. That's how you get in. 800-990-1047. I would imagine that we would be more likely to get like somebody that maybe is like in their 40s now and they did this like 20 years ago in their 20s. But just out of curiosity, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. And again, if you want to remain anonymous, you don't have to use your name. All right, so Andrew's been screening some calls, but I don't think it's been successful here. So listen, I don't have high expectations for filling up the lines on this.
Andrew's probably collecting phone numbers.
All right, they're ringing though. Andrew, hurry up, screen some of these calls. Let me know if we got a biter here. You probably pay for that, right?
Oh, you want that service?
That'll be 50
specialty.
extra. Yeah. $50
It's an
extra.
add-on.
All right, listen,
Or take off.
Andrew's like talking to these
Biting.
calls, and he's on hold for. He's like talking to them for like 30 seconds. And Andrew, all these calls you're answering, what are they calling for?
I say hello. There's silence at the other end.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they're heavy breathing. Well, that's a service as well.
Yeah.
Everybody has a kink.
Yeah. How much does the heavy breathing cost? Listen, I like I said, I had low expectations to get actual phone calls. All right, so in that case, I'm going to move along. But I just thought that the Village's hooker story, I thought that was pretty interesting. All right, now I'm up to our long distance dedication. No, right now I'm up to this air conditioning issue in my house, and so Michelle, my lovely wife, hang on. Oh, look, I'm picking up. Hey, I'm picking up lines and people are there. Pick up line one. All right.
Yeah, Andrew's going through the calls.
All right, listen, and let me know if we get any prostitutes to call them, any service providers. All right, so let me get Michelle on the line here, who I did not meet on, what was it called?
Skip the Games?
Yeah, I did not meet Michelle on skipthegames.com. Hey, Michelle, are you listening this morning?
Off and on.
Are you awake?
Barely.
All right, because did you realize that I did not come to bed to snuggle with you last night?
Yes.
Do you notice that my side of the bed is completely untouched?
Yes.
Were you alarmed?
No. Figured you just fell asleep and then you just...
I did. I fell asleep at like 10 o'clock, 9:58 or something. Yep. And I woke up at 3:30 this morning on the couch.
Oh, my gosh. It's terrible.
Oh, my God. And then I finished my show prep from 3:30 until I hopped in the shower at 5. So I apologize. I wasn't abandoning you. You're not going to file on abandonment causes, are you?
No.
All right. Listen, and don't get upset with me. But we're having a disagreement on the air conditioning, because where the hell did you see that it is better and more cost effective to leave your air conditioning at 74 degrees all?
No, I read that you're not going to save yourself any money if you keep turning it up every day just for the 8 hours every day that you're gone.
All right, well, listen, I have a story that says otherwise.
Okay, well, you can read your story and I'll read mine.
Well, hold on. Listen to this. So the issue is that up in our master bedroom area, we have
There's no issue.
Let me tell the story. So up in our master bedroom area, we have a dedicated unit, and Michelle has been keeping this thing at like 74 degrees. So we do like to sleep when it's cool, so we jam it down to 74 degrees. Sometimes she even does 73. And, after we wake up, or, I'll come home at 10 a.m. and it's still at 74. I'll like raise it up to 77 or 78 because I don't want to pay for the AC all day long when we're not up there. We're downstairs.
But it's not running all day to keep that temperature.
Listen, let me. This is what I found. No, keeping your thermostat at the same temperature all day does not save you money when cooling your home.
Okay. So you need a schedule to have
the question. Listen to this. So this is a whole Reddit thread. This is a report from some TV station, and they asked the question: is it really better to keep your thermostat at one temperature rather than programming it to change based on the time of day? To verify whether it's true, we checked with the U.S. Department of Energy. On energy.gov, they have a tab right at the top of their website that says Save Energy, Save Money.
What do they know?
It takes you to Energy Savings Hub. If you navigate, blah, blah, blah. The U.S. Department of Energy says it's estimated that you can save as much as 10% on heating and cooling by adjusting your temperature on your thermostat back 7 to 10 degrees for 8 hours a day. And that's exactly what I'm suggesting, is that we don't keep the thing at the 73, 74.
Right, but I'm up here throughout the day, and so then when I come up here and I get a blast of heat in my face, it doesn't feel good.
Listen, you know what? Guess who I'm getting on the phone? Hang on, Michelle. Hang on a minute.
All right, goodbye.
No. I need
goodbye.
No, I need you on the phone.
No, you don't.
I do. I need you on the phone. Hang on a minute.
MJ, you're spending more money bumping it up, so it works harder to cool down.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to explain. Thank you, Roxanne.
Well, that's not what the Department of Energy says.
No, that's what air conditioner experts say.
Well, guess what?
Exactly.
I'm calling an air conditioner expert right now.
How much do you pay this one? And he's going to tell you what you want to hear.
Exactly.
Do you know who I'm calling?
Confirmation bias. You're just trying to get your own information. You'll press.
I'm trying to. Maybe he's not going to pick up.
Does he know you're calling him?
Hang on a minute.
Hello?
Oh, he did pick up. Guess what?
Hello, Newman.
How's it going, MJ?
Folks, it's one of our great sponsors. It's Kenny Newman from PlanBAirConditioning.com. And once again...
Hello, Newman.
All right. Hello, Kenny. All right, so Kenny, I don't know if you're listening right now, but are you listening?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got Michelle on the phone, and Michelle, she has evidence that you keep the bedroom AC at 74 all day long. I'm like, no. When we leave, I want to jam it up to 78. And Michelle's trying to tell me, no, it's cheaper to leave it cooled at the low temp all day long. I'm looking at a Department of Energy website item here that says, no, you can save as much as 10% by jamming up the temperature for the 8 hours or so a day. And Michelle's like arguing with me. So I'm going to the air conditioning dude here. What's the story?
No, she's absolutely right for the most part. Because what happens is...
Whoa, hold on. Well, who's absolutely right?
Your wife, Michelle.
The girls are right.
Thank you very much.
All right, go ahead,
100%.
Kenny. Go ahead.
So what happens is that humidity that builds up when people turn their air up, thinking I'm going to save some money, it takes so long for that air or for that unit to dehumidify and pull that humidity out that if you just left it at 74, 75, that humidity is sitting there staying out. So you're actually running the AC less. When you turn that thing up to 80, 78, it runs for 3-4 hours sometimes to pull that humidity out all at once, as opposed to running for like 10 minutes, shutting off.
That's an in your face.
Well, then someone needs to go kick the Department of Energy's website in the nuts then. Something's going to...
Listen. Department of Energy is about to get a big kick in about, I don't know, a month and a half. Okay, they're about to get kicked.
All right, so you're telling me that... Go ahead.
I've definitely done this myself. I went and ran tests on my house just to see if it was true or not, and at my house, it's 100% true.
Oh,
wow.
man, I hate when
See?
Michelle's right.
Also, you're then running that AC unit like how Kenny's describing, just like how they're discovering now, shutting that car engine off at each time is causing more work and wear and tear on the unit.
Oh, yeah.
And now that may not be a good thing after all.
I want to take that A button, the A button with the arrows, with the auto engine off when you go to a traffic light and your engine shuts. I want to take a hammer and smash that button out of my car.
But now they're discovering that turning the on and off, the engine going on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off consistently like that is not necessarily good for the engine.
It wears it down.
Yeah, they're saying it's offering more wear and tear on the cars. Yeah,
and that's the same concept with the AC unit. I think just let it run at a solid, consistent temperature. It knows what it's doing. You put it at 74. It's designed to do it. You're giving it the job it's designed to do.
Holy crap, Kenny! You want to hire Michelle? You want to hire her?
Yeah, I was going to say definitely because it's built into the design. She's exactly right.
Oh my gosh!
Think of your refrigerator, MJ. You keep it at a constant temperature all the time, and it works when it needs to work, and it doesn't when it doesn't.
Thank you.
All right, I'm wrong. I suck.
Well, both. While
Thank
those
you, Kenny. Hey,
No
Kenny, when are
problem.
you coming over to fix our stuff?
Oh,
we need a new
calls,
unit.
let me know.
Yeah. So I think we're going to look at. We need a couple of new units. I think so.
Just replace them all.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Just replace them all.
All right, Kenny. Thank you.
No problem, sir.
Goodbye,
Thanks, Kenny.
Newman.
All right.
Kenny Newman. Bye, Michelle.
Check in the mail for Kenny.
Yes, bye. All right. So, Kenny Newman, PlanBAirConditioning.com, one of our sponsors. No, I've had this huge debate with Michelle, and I have supporting evidence that says, no, move your temperature up. And now Michelle had other evidence, and then Kenny sided with I'm canceling Kenny as a client.
I'm just glad that we know that. I'm just glad that it has been proven that your long-term morning show sponsors aren't shills for you.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right, MJ. No, he told the truth.
He
He's
didn't
right.
tell
He's
you what you
exactly
wanted to
right.
hear. Yeah, good answer,
man.
Kenny.
Shoved it right up my butt and agreeing with Michelle. All right, 8:53 at the MJ Morning Show brings to an end an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. We shall begin the 9 o'clock hour next, and we are slammed. I'm telling you right now. Guess what? The Netflix lawsuit. You see, all the other media locally caught on to the lawsuit yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Locally, yes, but yeah.
We broke the news of the Netflix streaming lawsuit with Billy Howard. We broke that here on the program on Monday morning, and of course, the regular media caught up to it yesterday. So hang on, we'll get into that coming up. Oh, man, there's a high school football coach in trouble. Oh, man, what did he do? Also, cops are hot on the heels of the Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes break-in artist. There's a lot of stuff. Oh, we got a couple of liquor places in trouble. Hang on, I'll explain. Got a lot coming up. Next segment here on the MJ Morning Show. Look, it's the 9 o'clock hour, and it is here in all of its grandeur. 9:02 at the MJ Morning Show, MJ and the crew. You know, this could go either way. This could go the way it went, or this could have gone completely opposite with like a big stern lecture and like the threat of arrest. But no, this went a completely different way than what you could expect. What am I talking about? Yeah, let me give you an example. Something like this. 911, what's your emergency?
Yes, hi. I don't know how to do my homework.
Were you able to glean anything from radio drama theater right there, guys?
You have a really, really creepy high-pitched voice.
I do. It's true.
So did a youngster call 911 for homework help?
Yes.
Treated like a homework helpline?
Yes.
Why didn't one of the officers go out and go over the math problems?
Well, they did.
Oh, that's awesome.
They did. Well, that's why I said this could have gone either the way it went or a big old scold job. It's like, listen here, son. We don't call 911 for trivial matters of trouble doing your math homework.
I mean, imagine if you're the parent and you get
You're tying up the 911 system. Ernie down the street could be having a heart attack, and you're jamming up the lines.
No, you're the parent. You get a knock on the door. It's the police. You're like, holy crap. I'm here to help your kid with homework.
Listen to this. A Wisconsin sheriff's office, on Friday night, they responded to a 10-year-old boy that called 911 with an emergency. Yeah, he couldn't do his math homework.
That is an emergency.
He was having trouble with his practice problems when his family members also found themselves stumped. So the boy called 911. And the Shawano County, Wisconsin Sheriff's Office responded.
Listen,
Let me tell you, I feel like calling. Sometimes when I'm helping my daughter with homework, I'm like, what in the world is this? Are you dumber than a second grader, Roxanne? Yes, you are. Because math is different now. Do you see that, Fester, with your kids' math?
No,
It's different.
It's a lot of math that I don't recall doing. I had to my daughter had to refresh myself. I had to watch a couple of YouTube videos on fractions.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I get it now.
Well, I remember that stuff, but the way that they teach it now is not the way I learned it by memorization. Now they've got all these different little models they do.
So the dispatcher that picked up the 911 call was Kim Kraus, and Kim was unable to help the boy with his math homework. She just, she's not a math person apparently, but said, you know what? I'm going to find a deputy that knows how to figure out your decimal problem. It was something to do with decimals.
Ugh.
So they sent a deputy, Chase Mason, who wrote in the after-action report that he responded and was able to assist with the 10-year-old boy's math homework. I don't know if it's going to go down that way with all jurisdictions. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's a county just outside of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
You know what? It should go down that way in all jurisdictions. Listen, the kid called with good intentions.
Listen, is it a cute story? Yeah, it's a cute story. Yeah, all right, what else was there? Oh, don't fall for these dumb social media, hack suggestions. The latest hack is you take a bottle of cleaner, you take Fabuloso, that's one of the brands that's being used, and people are taking a bottle of Fabuloso and jamming it in their toilet. So they're lifting up their toilet lid, taking a bottle of Fabuloso and turning it upside down. And the water in the tank will keep the Fabuloso in, but then when you flush and it goes down, it lets some Fabuloso out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's the social media video, all these stupid hacks that pop up on TikTok, and Instagram Reels. And, people just do these hacks without knowing whether it works or doesn't, whether it could be problematic or not.
What's problematic about the Fabuloso?
Well, you got Fabuloso. They're saying, yeah, don't do this. Yeah, and you've got toilet manufacturers, for instance.
Am I the only one who doesn't like the smell of Fabuloso?
You know what? I don't
It
know.
could be any cleaning product. I'm a Pine Sol guy. I mean, it's probably the worst chemicals to put in your house.
But I like a Pine Sol smell. It reminds me of Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a statement from Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, which is that's like a franchise around the country.
Yes.
There's a company that owns the name Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, and then they have independent operators all around the country. Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. You've heard the commercials, right?
It didn't sound like that, but yeah.
So they say we don't recommend placing Fabuloso or any other all-purpose cleaner in the back of the toilet tank. Such cleaners can be corrosive and may degrade the rubber gasket and seal in your tank. This can lead to leaks and cause your toilet to run, which can spike your water bill. Also, can you imagine? You put this thing in there, you got a leak overnight, you don't know it, then you end up with 197 gallons of water all over your bathroom floor. It leaks into your kitchen. Your wood floors are ruined. You got to make an insurance claim. Yeah. So, folks, don't think that you see a video and some anonymous idiot is on Instagram or on TikTok. Hey, you ought to try this hack. And the experts are saying don't do it. So it involves you take the bottle of cleaner, whether it's Clorox or Fabuloso, and you turn it upside down with it open. And then, again, the water, if it's full, keeps the product in. And when you let it out, then
a little bit drops.
Then some of it drops in, then mixes in. Don't do this. You're also consuming volume inside the tank, which you need for the flush. So listen, don't
probably way too much cleaner as well.
Yeah, don't do this.
Yeah.
Just dumb. What else was there? Oh, the Netflix lawsuit. That's what I wanted to mention. Yeah, all the local channels caught up on this yesterday, apparently.
Did Billy send out a press release immediately after he announced it on the morning show?
I tipped off TMZ, and TMZ actually went with the story on, I think, Tuesday. Hang on, let me call Billy Howard. Let me see. Hey, is Sardo coming in? I thought Sardo was coming in today. Hang on. Sardo.
Maybe it's Friday.
Hang on, you coming in? I thought it was today. You coming in? Hang on a minute.
Is it today or tomorrow?
I thought it was today.
Okay.
I thought I had a conversation with him coming on Thursday. And I thought he said he was bringing a special guest with him as well. So let me get a hold of Billy Howard. Billy is the lawyer from downtown Tampa. Billy is the consumer protection attorney. Let me see if he's available. Because, a lot of people want to know, who's the plaintiff?
Yeah.
Who is Ronald Blue Denton? And he kind of tried to explain to us, I think, on Monday. So we broke the story. We had the absolute exclusive. And if you were listening to the show at about 8 a.m. on Monday morning, you heard us do the countdown. And Billy Howard's paralegal actually hit the enter button.
Here he is.
Here's Sardo.
Here.
Oh,
all right.
Okay,
He's got somebody with him.
Here comes Sardo. All right, I told you.
I
told
here
you.
he is.
Told you.
You're right.
He's bringing a guest. Let me call Billy Howard. All right. So let me buzz up Billy Howard quickly here. All right. Let's see if he's available to take the call. But all the local TV stations caught on to the lawsuit yesterday. I saw Channel 8, Channel 10, Fox 13. Hey,
This is Billy. Leave a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
all right.
Thank you.
Guess Billy's not available. All right. I guess I can try him back. But, so Hillsborough County man files lawsuit against Netflix over the Tyson-Paul fight streaming issues. And, of course, this is the class action lawsuit, which, hundreds, if not thousands, can join the class action lawsuit. So, where'd you get that water? Yeah, I like that. Yeah, bring me bring me a cold water, would you please? Let me try Billy one more time. Yeah, so a ton of media picked up on the story locally yesterday, where we broke the story on Monday.
This is Billy. Leave a message, and I'll get back.
He must be suing somebody right now. I don't know.
He must be.
He's busy. He's a busy man.
That's what he's. Anyway, I just wanted to point out that all the local TV stations picked up on our exclusive. A couple of days later. TV news is local TV news. It's just not the same as what it used to be.
Well, the viewership is down.
It is. Yeah. Anyway, hey, we got a perverted football coach. What was this guy thinking?
Which coach?
This is down in Miami.
The guy for the Dolphins?
No.
Oh.
This is This is a high school football.
Oh, okay. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, this is a high school football coach who was caught watching porn in the classroom. I mean, what the hell is this guy doing? Yeah.
All right, we're going to study some end around plays.
And this is a championship-winning Florida high school coach was caught on camera watching porn in a classroom in front of students.
Oh, no. It's just covering some tight ends and wide receivers.
Yeah, Max Edwards, the head football coach at Miami Jackson Senior High School, was caught, and they've got a picture of it. Look at this guy. The guy is sitting at his desk, and they had to pixelate the screen. He's got full porno on the screen, and students are behind him, and they're just taking a picture of him. Like, what the hell is this guy doing?
Yeah.
First of all, why would a school computer allow it to go to a porno website? Because a lot of schools have the browser blocker software to keep it from going to those very type of websites.
You take that up with the school board. So is Coach not going to make this weekend's game?
I think the coach has got some big issues. I think he's got a different kind of huddle coming up.
Bring it in, boys and girls.
Yeah, the principal's like, bring it in.
Bring it in.
Yeah. Superintendent, bring it in.
Coach, take a knee. We're going to have to talk about this.
Yeah, the video shows a staffer alleged to be Edwards at a desktop in the corner of a classroom with explicit content blatantly on the screen. Yeah, he's been placed on leave as the Miami-Dade School District investigates. Yeah, here's a statement. Miami-Dade Public Schools disturbed by the allegation made regarding concerning behavior involving an employee at Miami Jackson Senior High School. The individual has been removed from the school pending the outcome of the investigation. Yeah, Edwards is a prominent high school football coach in South Florida.
Looks like he's won multiple state championships.
Oh, yeah.
He's the man.
Yeah, this guy is well known in high school football circles. People know who this guy is. What the hell's going through his head to be, having porn on this? That makes no sense at all. Is that,
No.
oh, Billy's on the phone?
It's the
he's back.
Fumble-Booski.
All right, Billy Howard's phoned in.
Okay.
Hey, Billy.
Hey, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Howard from the consumer protection firm in downtown Tampa.
Well, I'm actually in my bubble bath right now because I'm preparing to go give a lecture on the law for my daughter at the Great American Teach-In.
Oh, so you're in the buff.
Yeah, so
Billy in the buff.
I'm actually in my my lobster pajamas right now, but I'm right next to my bubble bath. But I could be in the buff, ready to buffer, right?
You know how to buffer. Some
right.
people don't.
So, Billy, all of the local TV stations picked up on the story days late yesterday.
For sure. So, we broke it on your show.
Yep.
And, normally I reach out to one of my TV guys, and one of them is Evan Axelbank. And so after the story ran with you, I saw the great Roxanne article. I called Evan, and he wanted to do it. It's gotten, right now, there's hundreds of stories, if not maybe 1,000 stories.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I tipped off TMZ. So TMZ went with the story Tuesday. Did you see that?
I did. I saw the TMC sports thing, and then Evan Axelbank. At the very beginning, I'm friends with him.
He's a Fox 13 reporter. He's a good reporter, by the way.
He is. His first question was kind of a setup. He goes, "Billy, where do you get off? Who do you think you are suing Netflix?" And I said, "I'm the baddest lawyer on the planet." And then he cut off his question to me and just showed me saying I was the baddest lawyer on the planet.
Right.
So it was good stuff.
Well,
but yeah, you kicked it off. We broke it here.
He ought to come by your house and get you on video in your lobster pajamas right now is what he ought to do.
Hey, I'm videoing this, so I'll send it to you.
All right.
Great.
Hey, so, we kind of asked you on Monday, and you were a little bit vague, but who is the plaintiff? Who is the complainant? Can you give us any more detail on Ronald Blue Denton?
Yeah, I mean, he is just one of hundreds of people, and you will see today I am amending our complaint to add in a bunch of new people, because here's really what a class action is about. It is not about any one individual. It's about what everybody together went through. And we have now different people that went through different types of, buffering problems. And so that is, and I'll send you our amended complaint today.
All right, sounds
and,
good.
We'll get ready to buffer.
All right, let's get ready to buffer. All right, buddy, I just wanted to check in with you. And, now the story is going wide. And, of course, we had the exclusive. Thank you for that, Billy. We broke the story on Monday here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, you have fun at the Great American Teach-In.
Hey, I appreciate it, brother. So far, Roxanne's get ready to buffer in the buff, and you're kick him in the dicks at Netflix. Those are the leaders.
I like both
mine
those.
Is I'm the baddest lawyer on the planet. Those are the leaders for the tagline, but we still got that going on right now.
All right. You got to believe it first yourself. It's true.
Thank you, buddy.
That's true.
I'll talk to you soon, Billy. Thank you.
Thanks, Billy.
Thank you.
All right, Billy Howard, Esquire, attorney at law and the head of the consumer protection firm in downtown Tampa, who brought this class action lawsuit against Netflix for all of the buffering issues during the Tyson and Jake Paul fight on Friday night last week. So there we have it. All right, I mentioned, and we got Sardo's in the house. We got Sardo coming up in the next segment. Great to see you.
With one of the coolest men on the planet.
Yes, let's
get stuff straight.
We have a surprise.
Yes, one of the coolest men ever.
We have a special guest in the house with Sardo, which is fantastic. We've got, oh boy, you don't think Publix would do this, and I think this, in defense of Publix, I think this is I think it's an isolated situation.
Okay, there's a lot of Publix stores, a lot of employees.
Because when you think of Publix liquor stores, you think they're probably the tougher operation where like an underage person's not going to be able to buy at a Publix.
A liquor store is as tough as its clerk. Yeah, I mean, honestly.
But I would think that Publix, they're even tougher than maybe some of the indie stores that are out there. The reason why I bring this up, again, this is up in the Villages. 2 clerks at Publix Liquors in the Villages, they're in trouble for selling alcohol to an undercover minor working with law enforcement. They do this. Law enforcement agencies, they will get like volunteer kids, like, 14, 15, 16 years old. I think some might have a policy against it, but there plenty of agencies do this around the country. They'll send, bait into a liquor store, send in a 15-year-old, try to walk out with a bottle of Four Roses, or,
Boone's Farm.
Whatever, and see if the clerk will sell it. And then if it's a go, then, the cops are outside, and a lot of times the kid is mic'd up, videoed up, and they have all the evidence, and then the cops go in and bust the clerk, and that's what happened.
I mean, if you work at the liquor store in the Villages, how do you not card anybody under the age of 70?
Yeah, really.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So
maybe your frame of reference is messed up.
The Sumter County Sheriff's Office received multiple complaints of underage alcohol purchases throughout the county, and they decided up in Sumter County, just north of us, northeast, to investigate, and they conducted a month-long operation checking local businesses that sell alcoholic beverages. And, during the operation, detectives, along with an individual who was clearly under the legal age to purchase alcoholic beverages, attempted to make purchases from 60 businesses during this. This is a big operation throughout the entire county. Of the 60 that were checked, 16 violated the statute prohibiting the sale of alcohol to minors. And it turns out that 2 Publix liquor stores in the Villages were caught up in the sting.
Amen.
Yeah, clerk Richard Hopper, who was working at the Publix Liquors on Spanish Plains. Well, he's not working there anymore, I'll tell you that.
He was relieved of his duties.
He's looking for a new gig. Sold liquor to the undercover minor. And then Publix Liquors clerk James Brown. Ow! I feel good. He was at Southern Trace Plaza. He also violated the statute by selling liquor to a minor. Yeah. Both clerks were issued, appearances. So, a whole bunch of places. So the clerks that were busted, and this is up in Sumter County, you had a 7-Eleven, you had a Circle K. Clearly those were either beer or wine purchases or, coolers or, whatever, wine cooler, whatever they were selling.
Wine coolers, because kids are getting like Bartles and James.
Whatever.
Yeah. Kids are walking out with Zimas.
White Claws or whatever.
Okay.
White Claws and Chulis.
A Mobile, a Circle K, a Chevron, AA Discount Beverages, Carter's Country Store.
There's been a lot of places in there.
Sumter Liquor. Here's another Citgo, a 7-Eleven, Love's Travel Stop. Oh, Love's. Ooh, they got nailed up in Bushnell. How about that?
I've been to that Love's before.
Yeah, I bet you have. All right, so
I did it once in the parking lot.
Listen, public service to all those listening that sell alcoholic beverages. Make sure you're not selling to a minor, because guess what? You could be in an undercover sting operation, and the next thing you know, you're all cuffed and stuffed, and you lose your job. I'll tell you right now, those 2 Publix clerks, they're not working for Publix anymore.
No. They're working at Aldi where they don't have a liquor section.
They're gone. And this is kind of interesting. I've actually had this story for a couple of days, and it kind of fits in nicely. This is out of this is California. And listen, this is a whole other deal. This is another kind of interesting angle. The police department, this is out in, it's a trade. They did this at a Trader Joe's. And this was somewhere in California. And the cops had two teenagers go up to like just customers walking into Trader Joe's. And the cops had the kids ask like men and women going into shop, hey, yeah, we're too young. We can't buy any liquor or could you buy it for us? So that was the sting operation. And I guess Trader Joe's sells White Claw. At least they sell White Claw in California. I got to pay attention to see if the Trader Joe's in South Tampa sells White Claw. So this was in the San Francisco Bay Area, and so the story goes that two teens asked him to buy them White Claws inside Trader Joe's, and he shot a video and kind of exposed what was going on. So you got a customer walking into Trader Joe's. Two teens are like, hey, can you buy us some White Claws?
And it was a setup.
Right. It was a total setup. So
Deputy Donuts over there in the corner waiting for you to buy it for them.
The teens were put up by the cops. The cops were monitoring, and this guy was wise to the operation, shot a video. It's like, hey, you see two kids hanging outside looking for you to buy them White Claws. Guess what? The cops are out here somewhere. So
I tell you what. I mean, I support law enforcement doing that, and I support the other people exposing them. I'm on both sides.
All right, 9:25 at the MJ Morning Show. We'll talk to Sardo and special mystery guest next. And then, of course, the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show, including cops are hot on the trail of the thieves that broke into Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes' houses while they were playing football and, ripped them off. They were burgled. All right, so that's on the way next here on the MJ Morning Show in the final chunk in minutes. Let me tell you. The MJ Morning Show is on. Fester, can you put that pizza down long enough to just say a couple of words in the final segment?
Nope. I can't.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So
All right, let's go.
Let's do it. All right, final chunk, MJ Morning Show here on Q105. I got Sardo in the house. Sardo, and I'm excited. And Fester, your eyes lit up when you
absolutely
when you saw this. We're talking living legend over here.
Living legend, absolutely, man.
All right, so Sardo says, "Hey, man, I got my charity thing coming up. I got the dunk tank coming up, and Sardo, he's got that personality." Where he doesn't take any crap from anybody.
No, he's
so
a tough guy.
This is the way. We got a tough New York pizza dude here, and this is a way that people can get back at you, right?
Oh, is this mic finally on?
Yeah,
Am I allowed to talk?
Oh yeah, you can talk. You can talk.
Yeah,
Listen to this guy.
I know that I
You know what? When it's the Sardo show, you can shut his mic off.
Wow. All right. Hey, Brutus, grab these boxes. We're leaving, bro.
Run over there and chop his mic cord off.
Well, I would like to chop something else off.
No more smart.
Yeah, let's get him, Brutus.
Let's go. Let's go.
So, Brutus Beefcake, the
Brutus the Barber, the living
Beefcake.
legend, Hall of Fame wrestler.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake in the studio
Awesome.
with Sardo and listen, there are the shears.
Absolutely.
There are the shears. Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah, Fester's like, man, we got a wrestling legend in the studio.
No kidding. Hall of Famer.
Saturday, November 23rd. He's going to be out there with me. He's going to sign autograph pictures, take pictures.
So it's going to be at your restaurant, right?
It's going to be at the restaurant right in the front of the store. We're going to be right in the front. I'm going to get dunked, but I already hear that there's going to be a line all the way down Almerton Road. And a lot of people, I guess, don't like me too much. It's all right. I'm all right with that as long as we get these families and kids everything they need. And as long as the people that are trying to dunk me don't mind I talk about their mothers.
So
I'm good.
the bigger picture is every year, MJ, and you're aware of this, Sardo raises toys and bikes and gifts.
Oh, he's got that warehouse in the back that's
for
loaded with
children.
bikes and toys. Yeah, absolutely.
300 last year,
I know.
How many bikes?
300 bikes, diapers, pasta, water, and Brutus helped me last year also.
Yeah, and you help a lot of people in the community. I know it's in honor of your sister.
Yes, my sister Stella Marie.
Yeah, and your store's located at what, 10839 Ulmerton Road.
So right across from the sheriff's station.
So you got the big Pinellas County Sheriff's Office over there, and Super Sardo's Pizza is right across from Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. And, I mean, you can't miss it. So what time does it start on Saturday?
Saturday, 11 o'clock. You want to come out and try to dunk me, and if, you have a strong stomach, intestinal fortitude, and you want to banter back and forth with me, let's go.
You know what? And that's the key to That's the key to getting people off their game. Put a couple of digs in. That's suddenly not thinking
right. You got
right.
some cheese on your face right here, bro.
I got cheese all over the place. That's not the only place I got some cheese.
All right. So this Saturday, 11 to what?
11 until I can't take anybody's face no more.
All right. So
I'm just praying that it's not going to be too cold. I just bought a wetsuit because I'm scared.
Guess what? It is going to be cold.
Oh, I'm scared, man. I froze last year.
No, because the cold front, it was a little colder this morning. You know, I listened to the weather people, right? Last night, it's like, you might need a jacket tomorrow. I get outside, it's 64 degrees. I'm like, I don't need a freaking jacket. This is phenomenal.
Yeah.
64 degrees.
I'm in
a T-shirt and exactly. I'm in a T-shirt and shorts, and it's phenomenal. Now, hang on a minute. Let me look at the weather though, because
I don't want to know.
The real cold front is coming in. Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
So let's see. Saturday, it's not terrible. So Saturday, low of 54. So high is 68.
So you'll be there during the high.
Yeah, lots of shrinkage. Anyway, listen, he tells a lot of great stories. If anybody wants to come out and speak to Brutus, I love listening to his wrestling stories. They're awesome.
So Brutus, what's one of your favorite stories? Get right on that microphone.
Too many.
Yeah. What's one of your favorite stories?
Well, we were in Las Vegas, and I think we were in Cheetahs.
Papa Big. Is this clean for broadcast?
Sure. The Godfather has been running that place for the last 30 years. Wrestler's favorite destination in Vegas.
Cheetahs.
And Vince McMahon was there, and so we were all drinking and partying up, and the Legion of Doom guys, one of them grabbed Vince up and held him up, and the other one climbed up on top of the stage and dove off and took down Vince McMahon with their finish hold.
Oh, wow.
In Cheetahs. And the place went crazy. Wow. And we broke a few tables and stuff and everything, but everybody got a real big kick out of watching Vince go down.
My favorite story you tell is how they use you as bait. Remember? Because he was the handsome guy at wrestling. Tell him what they used to do when you guys went out to a club.
Well, we'd scope out the club. All the wrestlers go to one place way at the back, and then I would start cruising all around the bar, and then eventually work my way back to where all the wrestlers were, and it was like the Pied Piper. The girls would just start following me back around the back, and then the wrestlers would all, I'd always pick out mine, but then there was always plenty.
That's the only way. That's the only way Hacksaw Jim Duggan got any action, right?
I love it.
You know what? I was friends with he's passed now, but I loved Lanny Poffo, and I found were you friends with him? I found a fight that you guys or a match between you two.
Yeah.
On YouTube. He was a good guy.
His brother was Macho Man.
Of course. The more famous of the two, but still both great guys.
Hey, so tell me why did the Tampa Bay area become such a stopping spot for professional wrestlers? Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, what is it about the Tampa Bay area that so many wrestlers retired here? What's the deal?
It's because it's just so beautiful here. It's so nice.
Is that what it is?
People are nice. It's affordable to live. Money goes a long way, and it's just the weather, man.
Didn't wrestling have a training center in Tampa?
Well, yeah, they did. This was home of pro wrestling from Tampa.
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes and Eddie Graham and everybody, all those guys. They had a big business going here for many, many years. It was a mecca. The guys from New York, everybody wanted to come to Florida, spend 6 months to a year and just relaxing in the sun. And then they didn't care a whole lot about how much wrestling they were doing. They just wanted to come down here and chill out, get some sun. So Florida always had that reputation. And then when WWF started rocking in the early '80s and stuff, I was from here, Hogan was from here, Macho Man. There was just so many guys here that everybody started moving here. Greg Valentine moved from North Carolina. The Legion of Doom guys moved from Minnesota. It was just one after another. Rick Rude came in. He was from Minnesota. Guys just started pouring into the state, and it became the second home of all the wrestlers.
That's and awesome. do all the training there with was it Norman Smiley? Do you remember him and Steve Kieran?
Those were WCW guys. That was all up in the Atlanta area.
Gotcha.
Different group.
All right, listen, here's the deal. Go meet Brutus Beefcake.
The barber Beefcake.
The barber.
Stella Marie.
Go meet him and Dunk Sardo. It's going to be at Sardo's Pizza. It's going to be this Saturday. Right on
some bikes.
Right on Ulmerton Road. Yeah, bring by a kid's bike.
Bring a toy.
Bring a toy.
Bring a bike.
Bring by a kid's bike and dunk Sardo and meet wrestling legend.
I'm just throwing this out there.
MJ,
if you want to get dunked, you can come out there.
You know what?
I'll feed you, brother.
I do have my scuba gear. I could bring
all. If you
want
to get dunked, you know what I'm saying? Just so that I can, not freeze my cannolis off.
What the hell is this? Are you holding a decapitated Santa Claus over
I
here?
didn't do that. I was trying to ask you.
What the hell is this?
Wait.
This is how you advertise a children's toy drive?
This
with
is
a
like
decapitated Santa?
This is like ISIS. This is like an ISIS toy drive.
It's like
Why do you think I have Brutus with me? It's all about intimidation.
Hold on a minute. Look at this flyer. You're holding a decapitated Santa head. What is going on here?
Help me, Brutus.
Listen to this. This is on Sardo's advertisement.
I'm holding this up on MJ TV.
Here's
Sardo.
Dig deep in those wallets.
Look at him. He's holding a decapitated Santa.
It takes a little arm twist.
Look at MJ. Read this section right here, all the way from the red to the black. Read it all. The date?
The date is November 23rd, 2024, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Dunk the big chooch in our dunk tank and grab a slice of pizza.
Free haircuts, too.
Yeah, and free haircuts.
There's a big chooch over here.
Bruce Beefcake Barbecue.
Thank you very much for letting me do this, man.
Absolutely.
All joking aside, we've been able to help Door of Hope, Shepherd's Village, a bunch of families, and it's a really, it's the most amazing thing I get to experience, and I get to do this in my sister's name. She barely got out of the Twin Towers, and then 6 years later at 37, right when she had a baby, she passed away. So this is for you, Stella, and believe me how much we all miss you, the only good one in my family. So love you and miss you, Stella.
This Saturday, bring a toy by. Go to Walmart and get a little kid's bike and bring it by.
Absolutely.
And all these toys go to.
I can't. What do you do? I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What do you do when a good friend of mine that owns the warehouse, his name is Don Dean, he says, "Hey,
hold on. You don't own the warehouse behind you?"
No, the warehouse that sells a whole bunch of home furnishings and stuff like that in Pinellas Park over there.
Yeah.
So he says to me, "I want to take care of you."
Okay.
And he says
No. He said, "I want to take care of yous."
Okay, I want to take care of yous. So he comes over and he brings me 45 bikes. And he tells me, help me unload it. I unload it, and I see all the boxes, guys. I'm sorry. All the boxes are all kind of bent and smashed.
What?
And he leaves, and I got this poor guy, this really great guy, friend of mine.
He dropped off damaged product?
Yeah. Well, I didn't. So he drops off this guy, and I got this guy that comes in my store every day. His name is Bernie, and he volunteers to put bikes together. He had this. A year ago, he almost passed away from cancer. He told God, if I get out of this,
I'll put bikes together for the rest of my days. All right.
He sees all 45 bikes, but real quick,
make sure he tightens the wheels so some little 5-year-old's not riding down the road and a wheel flies off and he ends up in the...
You got to screw them on backwards,
How do I tell Don these bikes are freaking from Korea and they're all falling apart?
Well, hold on. Korea makes good bikes. China makes the junky bikes.
Listen, they're all falling apart. The fenders are falling off.
Really?
The lights are falling off. The handlebars don't stay.
Would these fall off a truck?
So, what I'm asking you is, do I say anything? It's not that I want everybody to hear that Don Dean gave me some crappy bikes. It's not that I want the world to know that.
No, we wouldn't want to out
I don't
Don
want
Dean.
anybody to know that he gave me
But Don Dean's a good friend.
He's a good friend.
And he wouldn't deliberately give you
he
crap
wouldn't
ass
deliberately
bikes.
give me crap bikes.
Yeah.
But what do I do with them? Keep them or give them back?
We send Brutus with his shears after him.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
Listen, I'm sure his intentions might have been good, although a little sketchy. But maybe
Borrow some of Santa's elves to,
kneecap
tune them up a little bit.
Tune 'em up.
Buy some aftermarket bolt-on
you
mods
go.
for them.
I'm
spruce them up.
I'm sure your guy can get him functional for the kids. If not, you.
I just don't want anybody to know that he did that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we won't tell anybody. Brutus, thanks for coming in, man.
Thank you, man.
Great to see you.
It's great meeting you, Brutus.
Sardo, this Saturday, 11 a.m., 2 p.m., Sardo's Pizza in Largo, right on Ulmerton, across from the big sheriff's office building. And bring a little toy by, bring a bike by. I mean, you can stop at Walmart and buy a kid's bike for $79.99 or something, and
all over the place on the pricing.
Yeah, so
just don't buy the ones from Korea that Don Dean bought. Okay, don't buy those; they're all sold out.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You bet. A couple of things before we get out of here today. So cops apparently are hot on the trail of the crime ring that busted into Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes' residences while they were playing football. And, remember a couple of weeks ago, we had the story that cops knew who they were looking for, and I guess they've narrowed it down. They believe that it's a South American crime ring.
I'll tell you what, they knew who they were looking for because it's happened in other cities as well. This is a big thing.
Yeah. So we've heard about this. These South American crime rings are breaking into homes around the country. Los Angeles has had a problem. Places here in Florida, Miami. So you got to be careful with these South American crime rings that are busted into these homes. So the
Beware.
Cops say they know who they are or they know who they're looking for, and who knows if they're going to catch them. But they're hot on the trail apparently. All right, 9:47 at the MJ Morning Show. We got to roll, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for the Friday show. Here on the what was that?
I might have hit my microphone by
That was
two.
me.
You not might have. You did or whatever. All right, 9:47, folks. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. MJ Morning Show on Q105, and let's be careful out there.
The Q105 app is your connection to all the big contests, powered by Anajar and